Yo, yo, yo. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Where else would you be but the Dynasty Daddy trade show? And we're going to do a startup mock today. I know we've been ripping the rookie mocks, but I think it'll be interesting to take a look at, where people would actually take the rookies building out a team through a startup. Looking forward to it. Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited too to see the actual startup draft, see what happens with that. I think there's a lot of, I think a boring part in a way of I don't want to take the Denzel Boston pick or players like that. But I do think the question of Jeremiah Love, is he a first round pick? Is he a early second? How confident are we going to feel after last year we saw Ginty break into first round startup drafts in a lot of formats? A lot of people like taking him there. I'm curious to see how that goes after not an ideal landing spot and high draft capital running back. So it'll be interesting to see some of the players, but I imagine a lot of the 2026 class with these rookies will slide into those later rounds outside of the big ones. It is interesting too, always when you do a startup draft, because I think in a dynasty rookie draft, a player like Mendoza, you feel more comfortable double tapping. But then if you in a startup draft, I imagine Mendoza will slide more than a Tate or a Tyson or even maybe even a Lemon, just because there's so many quarterbacks that you're able to take. You're why would I reach on a Mendoza when there's a Goff and there's a Malik Willis and all these other guys that just keep falling?
Yeah, the construction part will be interesting too, because I think Tate is up to he's a top 12 dynasty receiver. I'm seeing, I think. Yeah, wide receiver 12. I know on KeepTradeCut, ahead of Garrett Wilson, Nico Olave.
Yeah,
I think
wide receiver 10.
And I think it'll be interesting too when you think about in the context of a rookie draft versus the context of building out a team for the next year. Obviously, if you're sitting there at the 102 or 103, you are whatever, a contending team that looked into that, you're not trading it versus actually constructing, building out the team. But I do want to touch on some rookie draft stuff still. I know we're probably in the midst. You're probably going through it. How are you feeling your rookie drafts are going overall? What do you think you're seeing? I know what the kind of vibe and feeling is. It's the wild, wild west. And before you answer that, I'm transitioning myself. If you guys have not checked out the video that got posted to the channel today, rookie draft, Jeremy and I went through 2 rounds, alternating picks, kind of talking, overall strategy and thoughts about the class and players that we would take in those spots. Definitely check that out. But how you feeling? I feel it's the second round is it's almost making this class I was really disappointed and sad to have second and third round picks kind of fun, because I feel the players that I want to target and a lot of the players that I took in the second round of that video, I'm getting in the mid, late third, early fourth. I got Jolie off of waivers in a league that I had no picks. That felt great, that was
that is crazy.
Yeah,
because every league, I think I've taken Jolie in 3 of the leagues because it's late third or early fourth. I'm I don't really know what to do here. Might as well just take tight ends. I've basically just taken so many tight ends. I have a few Carson Becks, but just a bunch of tight ends. And it's if you're gonna look at my portfolio once it all completes, it's gonna just be oh man, you have 5 Jolie shares and 4 Claires and all these tight ends, just because I don't really like any of the profiles at the positions that are a little bit more solved. So I'm just give me the mystery box of maybe it's a Gadsden, maybe it's a Fannin, maybe it's someone that gets some sort of steam in a way that players like running backs, quarterbacks, and wide receivers, we kind of know what that production will probably look like. Now, obviously, there's the Puka outliers and Amon-Ra's, but I don't want to bet on that per se. I don't want to be sitting there with a bunch of Jalen Polk bags I'm just going to have to cut.
Get your Antonio Williams bags, though, obviously. All right, I just posted the startup mock link. I'm going to switch over.
Ron Baker.
While we're... hey, guys. How's it going? Switch over to that while we're...
Ooh. A little behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's the hood.
Check some of the stats. How we're doing in the first 5 minutes of the stream. What's up, Patty Mills? Needed this. Hey, where else would you want to be? Hey, let us know too what you guys are seeing in the streets in your rookie drafts. I'm in. I think I only have one league that kind of does the wait until August to draft. I hate it. But I like that it's just one versus that being like
my home league this year is we couldn't align all the schedules until like mid-August, and I'm
that's
just
the in-person
furious.
one?
Yeah, but when you got the in-person
one,
it's like you got to deal with it.
All right, 12 team start 10 Superflex third round reversal startup right now. Matt pick 11, and we're currently at the 107. Allen, May, Caleb, Bijan, Gibbs, and Chase off the board so far. Who would y'all target with the 111 and 201? And I do see Burrow at 107 and JD5 at 108. I am definitely down. I've not done a ton of startup drafts or looked at like what. I mean, I think this will be interesting. This will kind of be my first like actual startup mock post rookie drafts happening and people kind of having a good feel for like overall rookie values. Because I think it's still the wild, wild west, but I think it's the extra wild, wild west when we're doing these like pre-NFL draft, obviously. But I don't mind double tapping wide receiver. We talked about some of the QB values in a startup, like where Malik Willis goes. I hate using Malik Willis as the example because I feel like the vibes are so bad around the Dolphins offense, but just he is like the classic prototypical man. Let's go Malik Willis in like the 9th, 10th round of this startup, and I have a sick wide receiver room and 2 producing running backs.
I mean, he's definitely the what's the Justin Fields of this year. Where it's kind of like, and now obviously we hope the outcome's much better from a NFL standpoint.
I think he's been a small sample size. He's been a much better passer than Justin Fields has ever been.
Which is sad.
He's not saying much.
Willis is a great passer, but yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I think it's interesting. I mean, you mentioned Patty Mills. We see in further comments, Burrow 107, JD5 108.
Yeah,
I'm curious too if like a Lamar or something falls to the 111. I would have a hard time passing up on one of those elite.
Do we have the tight end premium
quarterbacks,
Patty? Because I'm still a Bowers guy. Like I have no qualms with one of those like double tap receivers being a Bowers, just because I think, if we're pushing like 0.75 full point tight end premium, no tight end premium. Okay, yeah, no I would premium. Not. Yeah, I mean,
I will say I do lean towards taking a running back if like an elite one is there, because I think
it would have to be Genty or Love with Gibbs and Bijan off.
Captured war and all of that is like when you have an elite running back that you start, like that's just so much more valuable in a lineup league than the million wide receivers that can potentially score 15 points a week or something.
Yeah, I'm a big Lamar guy.
I would definitely take Lamar at 11.
I 100% would, but there's another part of me, and I'm kind of curious to see how this starts. Actually, you know what? Okay, Patty's. I get what you're doing here, Patty. There is a part of me that would love to like see what totally foregoing QB in the first couple rounds looks like. Like I
don't know how Puka's still there.
Yeah, I would. My order, if like everything, I was sitting at the 111, and like all these. You said JSN. Did JSN go? No, JSN. Wait. Allen, May, Caleb, Bijan, Gibbs, Chase. QB wise, you said Caleb's gone. Yeah, I'm not reaching down here yet. I do think that, like, honestly. Oh, let's do. Is this no third round reversal? We'll keep it the same for you. You said third round reversal, right? Don't be mad, Cody.
Yeah.
Where this is for Patty, okay? Oh, it is on. Yeah, okay. Man, I'm not gonna pull out the please yet because I know the stream had just started. I know everyone's watching the Pistons dominate the Cavs up 11. 9 minutes
There's a lot of sports on.
A lot of sports. Puka Lamar, Amon-Ra, Neighbors, JJ. I don't hate Neighbors either. I do get a little like, I don't know. If I'm gonna have like a cowardly pick in the like a startup draft, and I'm gonna like choose between elite assets, there is a part of me that's kind of like, Yeah, I'll take the guy that's not coming off of a major injury. Like if I'm leading between. I don't hate Hurts either, but I think, dude, the Hurts might be there at the 302 when Patty Mills is back on the clock.
There's no way Hurts is at the 302.
Dude, look at the startup. I want to go back and look. Oh, let's go, guys. Shout out. Was this a Discord post? Or did I summon it?
This was the Discord. The Discord pulled through.
All right, I'm changing it to 60 seconds, by the way. This is definitely Will screenshotting for
an 8-hour timer. We
with
go
trades.
until the draft finishes.
24-hour stream. Full startup mock with trades. It'd have to be the real. It has to be a real league.
At that point, just make it a real draft.
Speaking of real leagues, I was gonna make the Google form for the sign up sheet, and I found the image that I made, I'm gonna call it a graphic, the design that I made, not the image, the design that I made last year. And the post was in August, that we were gonna start the drafts in August. So we've got some time. I'm gonna give it a week or two, but those will be happening. Link to join the Discord in the description if you guys aren't in there. On the clock here. Man, okay. I probably, in a real life league, I love Jaden Daniels.
I think Rowley's giving it to you. He wants it earlier than August.
No. It'll be earlier than August. I was just saying that I was like, I got to get these going, and then I was like, dang, it's May, and I definitely posted it. We were cutting it pretty tight with the startups, but probably next week or the week after I'll start the signups. Settings.
Well, we did also just start up the.
We've got 12 by 11
last year too.
Super flex, 0.75, 10 in premium. Nothing funky like point per carry or anything. We'll just kind of keep it.
The Jaden Daniels.
No, you're good. You're good.
Antonio stack.
Yeah, I got to get the stack. True. All right, I'm drawing out the clock in the first round. My apologies. I'm gonna try out what I was talking about with potential wide receiver double tap here. We'll see how the board plays out.
Everyone take a wide receiver. I can't wait for the second round Antonio Williams.
I'm happy I'm getting some like decent value on Antonio Williams. I guess I've only had a couple spots where I was like able to get into the early. I know Alpha Daddy, I think, is where I got. No, Bravo. 204 Antonio Williams. That was big for me, which is honestly where he probably should go. But
yeah. I feel like the most interesting pick to me is Neighbors so far at the 108. Like, I know he should be that high, but just based on past few years riddled with injuries, you're kind of like, it's kind of like I hope he plays type of pick. Because I feel like out of all the guys picked so far, he probably has the strongest bear case of if he gets injured again in a significant way. It's like, okay, this guy just might be injury prone, and I could see him falling a ton in value.
Yeah, man, JD5, the 112 is nasty.
It is crazy. Like last year, it was like JD5, Lamar Jackson. It was just quarterback. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a shift where people are taking running backs, wide receivers ahead of even some of those cheat code quarterbacks.
I think in the first round too, like this is obviously like two dudes that are hosting a Dynasty trade show live stream that are going to yap about everything that happens. Professional yappers. But because like obviously like I think these elite receivers, all the way these running backs, Bijan, Gibbs, Genty, Bowers in a 0.75, 10 in premium. Like I don't think it's too crazy that JD5 would fall. But to me, dude, even looking at last year, like any quarterback that showed what we saw in the rookie year, that even in a disappointing year last year is giving you like 7, 11, 8, 10, 8, 10 rushing attempts per game, pushing like 30, 40 yards consistently. With maybe it's the Lions hoping me. I've got belief in the David Blau, Ben Johnson tree. There's like new trees that are forming. And the Pistons are up 7. Do you guys want the Pistons updates? Let me know in the chat.
You're just happy to not lose to the Magic.
Dude, that was historic in the scariest way. Genty Love. Okay, Kittle screw. I'm excited to see the double running back start. Because famously, every time I've gone double running back in these startup mocks, I have hated my team. And the whole stream gets derailed by me talking about how much I hate my team.
Just being like, man, this sucks.
It's all these like good running back values I see later.
The second pick can be a chat pick because it looks like someone dipped.
Nah. Was there a way to does this work or no? I can't like delete.
I see it's
this,
paused. I don't know if
well, I just paused. I didn't know if there was a way for me to like
let someone else
delete.
in.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
We'll do a chat pick.
All right. Man, okay. 4-point passing. Burrow's still here. I don't think I would.
Caleb Williams.
We'll leave the science pick. I am kind of a Caleb Williams guy. I'm not gonna lie. I can't do the science pick when Burrow's there.
Oh, this is a fun spot.
The double running back start. Try it out. Science.
Going Drake London.
Okay. Oh, and actually, I pulled this up. JSN went leaning Lamar or Puka. If you're on the clock in a startup, 111. Third down reversal.
107. I would take Puka.
I would go Puka too. I do love Lamar, but I do think that if you are kind of like picking hairs, is that what it's called? Somebody help me.
Splitting hairs. That's what there is.
You're picking hairs. You're splitting hairs.
You're picking hairs.
You're picking hairs off the top of your head, trying to make your picks. Like Lamar, obviously dealt with some injuries. 29. I still think like the elite per game is like worth it as a mid to late first round pick in a startup. But man, if you're talking about what Puka's done, like Puka is like on Antonio Brown, Justin Jefferson type insane production.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. It's like I know there's a rehab and there's certainly concerns about where his head's at, but the offensive situation can't get any better.
All right, well, good call. Appreciate it, Cody. All right, chat. You guys are team 2. All right, and we need you to lock in. All right, for all the rewatchers, it's going to be ruined if you guys don't lock in and get the picks in. Okay. Here's the board. I'll even give you more. What's the pick? You started Drake May at the 102.
Okay, so you got Drake May.
Got Dart, Herbert, Hurts, Mahomes, JT Cook, T-Mac, Pickens, Colson Loveland, 0.75 tight end premium. We got a Pig Howard.
I might be lost. What's a Pig Howard?
No, you got to have a better read that I also don't know what James is talking about. And then you kind of just like do a little like nose laugh and move on.
Yeah, like it's like when you are at a party and it's loud and someone says something to you and you're just like, yeah. You have no idea what they're saying.
All right, if we get enough votes, it'll be a vote. But if not, I'm gonna go with the first thing I see. Thank you, Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas on fire.
But also this definitely was a real laugh.
Right there.
I did like the Marlon Mack one. That was actually kind of funny with it.
Oh dang, third round reversal.
Should have read the rules.
This is my dreams.
This is the Patty Mills. Are you I know you probably haven't been like too deep in the analyzing how startups feel streets this offseason. But are you still third round reversal?
I think it's pretty good, to be honest.
The full first round feels pretty strong though, dude. Like
that's the issues.
Lamar,
like I look at it, I'm like
the 112. These receivers
like
too.
JD5, Amon-Ra, and then you pick up Herbert. I'm like, I don't know. Like that's.
If I am pro third round reversal, I'm also pro. Give me a pick at the in the 9 through 12 range.
I'm pro third round reversal if I'm in the back half of the draft.
But then we start the league and Cody's getting 30, 40 bombs from Josh Allen. And then we're like, okay, I guess kind of balanced out.
Yeah, then you're like, okay. Maybe it makes sense. Fine.
Kittle, I'm not going to do this for everybody, but Kittle's crew on the clock, going running back to start. Do you go QB to not get too far behind because you are going to have to be forced to kind of like lean into point scoring receivers versus dynasty value receivers later. And we see Purdy go.
It's interesting. It definitely looks like we got a running or like a bit of a quarterback run, right? 5 quarterbacks picked in a row.
All right, T-Law here. I do like T-Law. JT. All right, Loveland.
T-Law. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay.
Pickens. Oh,
Duh.
I've got some loves here. I love Loveland and Pickens. Started Puka Burrow. Let's...
Gotta lock in.
Man, I'm drawing out the clock. All right, I'm gonna go Pickens.
Like Giannis at the free throw line.
All right, what's your like Pickens fear? Are you
Everything.
okay? I shouldn't have asked you that question because I'm on the I refuse to believe that George Pickens just isn't smashing for the Cowboys next year. But I also have to accept that if there was ever a receiver that would have some weird vibes about a franchise tag after the season he had, it would be George Pickens.
Yeah, and that's
rightfully
just,
so,
I wonder too if like they already have an expensive CD Lamb contract, and I wonder if they're sitting there looking at the Bengals and they're like, I don't know if we want to be in that situation. And then you're also talking about Jerry Jones just being super cheap all the time. Pistons down.
Well, I looked over and the game's tied. 5 minutes left. We're gonna get some good Jeremy analysis if there's a minute and a half
it's
left.
It's just gonna be
it's
a
one-score game.
Camera off.
Come on. Sorry, Jalen Durden dunk.
This is interesting. I'm tempted to do a Jonathan Taylor pick.
It sounded like that was going to be the Cody Smith 301 with the Hurts Allen start, which would be terrifying.
I am very tempted for that. And I think, honestly, I'm going to go that. The Colston Loveland was calling me, but then I was like, there's other tight ends.
I'm trying to trade up
right now. Plenty of fish.
I'm like...
Yeah, Will will be sending his 27 first.
And my 407. No, I do love probably like definitely the 4th round, I feel like is where, as a 1-year punt type of team, which I think will be extra interesting. We talked about this a little bit, where this offseason is going to be fascinating because I usually in my startups am.
Oh, we got the chat pick.
Really wants it. Really, the team 2 robot really wants Igbuka, so keep that in mind. Let us know.
That's true. Over Nico and Chris Olave.
You got Nico, Olave, Igbuka, Mendoza, Dak, Love, Baker, Goff, Garrett Wilson, Ladd McConkey as well. Tight ends, you got Tyler Warren, Harold Fannin. What are we thinking, chat? What's the team 2 pick? You started May Mahomes. Puka just went, ooh, okay. I'm down to slam Lamar. I just think you okay, I like a lot.
We got a Dallas on fire with the
Dallas on fire.
Pick.
We just got to get you in here, Dallas. I'm so sorry that there's no way for me to swap you out.
It's the Dallas pick at this point.
Yeah, Patty Mills. So picks would be between Amon-Ra, Lamar, Neighbors, I think. No, not Neighbors. Or CD.
Yeah, I'd probably take Lamar there because Lamar could be healthy and then just drop 40-point bombs and be like, oh, I remember why he was the number, the 102 for the past 3 years.
And then I'm probably just taking whatever wide receiver on the turn. Like, I know you go JJ here. Like, if Amon-Ra's there, I'm taking him.
We got another Dallas pick.
True. All right, Dallas, what we got here? Had Olave there. I won't go too high for you. Chase Brown.
Henderson.
Igbuka.
We got
all right.
Igbuka.
Shout out to the Team 2 robot. Got what they wanted. They just had to wait on the turn for it. $202 for 211 and 811. Interesting. I guess 211, if you're comfortable getting a falling quarterback,
McConkey.
If you don't mind the wide receivers or the like the way you see Pickens compared to Drake London. I don't hate that. Especially like these trades I like a lot too that are like upgrading like you're upgrading your flex in that trade, 2 starters for sure in the top 8-9 rounds. All right, what we got here? Gibbs, London, Taylor start. I got you, J-Bach. Ready for this Jeremy pick. I got you.
I don't know if I like a ton of players in this range. I'll go with Kenneth Walker. Let's get
all right.
This is
truly the testing out the QB values.
That's true. I forgot I don't have a quarterback yet.
We've got a couple.
I don't want to take Mendoza.
Edit James here. Smurf51. Both don't have QBs.
There's still the Stafford, Bryce Young, Kyler Murray.
What's kind of nice too about some of these, like getting good values on these guys in terms of production versus age, like getting to land a Goff for that offensive line. All right, Puka, Burrow, Pickens could get the Dak stack here. Kinda
stack 4th round pick. I guess he is.
I can see
like
it. I mean, Dak just like spike week Dak, especially with what we saw with Pickens and CD healthy there last year. I don't hate. I am probably between Garrett Wilson and Rice. I am going to Puka, Burrow, Pickens.
Ooh, Rasheed Rice. Rice over Tate.
I'm trying to win, man. I'm not just trying to have the sexiest looking dynasty team. I'm trying to score fantasy points. Cody gets it with the Allen Hurts, Nico, and CMC at the 401.
Yeah, I think CMC is like the most like, okay, I guess I'm going all in. Like you're like, once you take CMC, you're like, I need to try to win now.
Ooh, dang. Sniped by Dallas and the team too. All right, we got a trade from J-Bach here. Drake London or the 105 and an expected mid 27 first. That's interesting. In the top 5 in the class. Expected mid. Would you need to know how many starters?
I'd probably do that, I think, if I'm rebuilding. Because you're locking in another 1st round wide receiver, probably in Lemon, and then you get whatever the hell happens in 2027, which will probably be another high-end talent, whether it's a quarterback, wide receiver, running back. We don't know what it will be yet, but if I'm a win now player team, then I'm like, okay, wait a minute, like that might be a late first. Like I can sit that way, get me that elite production now.
How many teams and how many starters, J-Bach? Because I'm a little bit more inclined to do this kind of deal. Like if we're pushing. Like this is the kind of deal where the trade looks really bad if I tell anybody about it. Like I traded my 108 before the NFL draft. I traded my 108 and a 27 first for Chris Olave. And they're like, oh man, Tyson's there. Like Olave stock's down, but it's a 12/9. And to me, it's like, dude, I am fine moving, firsts and the first and the 108 in this class for what I think could be difference making production. Because it's just so hard to consolidate. You kind of have to do those kind of moves. So let me know how many teams. All right, Patty Mills definitely staring down. For sure. I mean, first gets a little sketchy, but like nobody's dumb enough to let you consolidate the 108 and Khalil Shakir for like an elite producer. Like it does have to be kind of you're pushing in. Not a bad turn from the auto picks there. Tyler Warren, Luther Burden.
Yeah, I mean load up on all the young exciting players. I mean, this looks too like Jefferson, Dart, Warren, Burden. That's not a team where you're like, oh, sick, they're going to be favorites for next year, but long term, got a lot of upside with those players.
I don't know, man. The Burden stocks are up. Rather have a wide receiver there.
You did get Burden. Patty Mills came back.
You could have had Tate. I've been warming up to Rome a lot. I think you can attribute a lot of last year's stuff to playing through a lot of the injuries, and I think a lot of the bumps that Loveland and Burden get, I feel like are not given to Rome?
Let's let Bucky Irving slide all the way to me. I know everyone hates Bucky Irving.
Tile the Shuckster. And this is where it's interesting too.
I
I mean,
was
ahead of Love, ahead of Baker, ahead of Goff. I mean, production wise, like this would look insane showing somebody this last year, but
Yeah.
production.
Be like, hey,
Kellen
this guy
Moore,
that was a
added Tyson, the way
early
he's running.
third pick.
Udinese or Burden Gang. If I have to pick, I am honestly I might lean Burden half because of the I think just like the overall sentiment. Like if both of those receivers had the same stat line week 1, I think you're getting more for Luther Burden than Rome.
But yeah, I lean more Burden as well. And Burden's someone that Ben Johnson picked, like handpicked, versus the Dunze, which is a he took over that team and he was already there.
All right.
We still got Jordan Tyson, Jordan Love, and Dunze. Hyping him up. He just had him on your mind.
Just wanted to let's go. I got my 5-year-old daughter yelling Detroit basketball. It was big for our
it's a big step.
Father-daughter relationship. Her being able to do that. Chuck is a dog. Dude, I don't hate it too. And it's, I mean, the only I'll let you talk about your pick here. Oh, and Bucky go.
No, it's fine. Riddle's just low-key sniped me a little bit.
Would you have gone
there.
the quad running back? I mean, we are
probably
would
have. I mean, with the flexes, load up on running back. I'd feel pretty decent about that. Looking here, I know it's tight end premium.
Goskard help too.
Nothing is really jumping out to me in this range. So I might just go a little bit more need-based, or maybe I shoot a little upside. I think I'll do that. I'll do a Jordan Tyson.
Dang. All right, I'm gonna put the feet to the fire, okay? Because I like Tyson a lot.
Oh.
But I think if I've got like my 8 hours in my startup, I'm like really staring this pick down, thinking about my team. Obviously, Gibbs, JT Walker, I think you could pencil in 2+ years of like nasty, sick production. But is there any lean for you with that start, with the 3 running backs, to want to push in to year 1 production for this year out of the startup a little bit more than the Tyson bet? Or are you just a believer in the offense and think that in this range, Tyson can be similar to some of these other wide receiver bets versus going quarterback need there?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I pick in 8 picks or 7 picks. You know, I'm like, okay, I can tap a quarterback at 604 if I feel squeezed and feel really confident that I can figure out a QB2 later on. So I was like, let me just at least take the shot that might be more interesting.
Yeah.
And someone that Tyson, which in a way is kind of a first round pick, and that if he comes out and doesn't produce really well in the first 6 weeks or so, I can always try to flip him into next year's Devontae Adams type player. And they're going to be like, yeah, sure, I'll do a deal like that. There's going to be a surprising contender player that is doing more than we expect. So that's kind of my angle of like, this is someone that I think has more trade value in the beginning of the season. And if he hits, I get a big, value in that. I got a wide receiver ahead of guys like Marvin Harrison and Brian Thomas Jr. And like, I don't want to take those guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have to really scrape for bottom of the barrel, or not bottom of the barrel, but like deeper down, like kind of like Matthew Stafford types to get lock-in production for this year.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely still some QB. I will say, like, when I saw the Shuck pick, I'd be puckering my cheeks a little bit on like, oh my gosh, are we gonna get like a crazy QB run and like these guys are gonna fly off the board? But obviously, you didn't see any go before your next pick, so comfortable that you could hit Jordan Love, Baker, Goff here at the turn, still get like decent year 1 production bets.
And Dallas, I just keep it going. Maybe I just keep you scared.
Dallas, you have earned the right. I was about to say this before you even asked this. You have earned the right to request any peaks. I'm still going to open it up if other chat people want to like make their votes, but I do think that Dallas
gets 2 votes.
So actually, I'll do this for you too. You get the slot too. You can look at your team. You got Mahomes down there. And I'll do this. Look at this.
Yeah, there's Barkley, Kyron, Jadarian Price, Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, Scattaboo, Javante.
Snap on the craft pick. Yeah, that was a good one too. I still got
I guess Javante just went.
Dallas is a 2 spot. Take Scat. Man, you and the robot are kind of on the same page. They need to
Maybe
you
he
just
is
need to
the
submit your
robot.
rankings to Sleeper. You can be the team 2 Sleeper bot.
Man, I was thinking. I did think about taking Saquon, which is kind of
Team 2. Change your Sleeper username to Team 2. Dallas, I don't know what it is right now, but now let's go. Pistons, take game 1. We're not getting a repeat of last series. Great game, boys. Way to go. Sorry, you're on the clock.
did Jalen Dern crack double digits.
I think so. I saw him slam a jamma. Gosh, I apologize, guys. My bad. He had 11. Let's go. That slam a jamma might have been the 11th. Might have been the double digit. All right, where are we going here?
He slam a jammed.
20 seconds. You're talking about Barkley. Got Baker and Goff here.
I'm getting weird with it. I'm going Barkley. It's a weird start, but we have multiple flexes. I'm just going to lean into locking in running back production here.
Yeah.
Already have one kind of centerpiece wide receiver. I only need one additional one. I don't have any quarterbacks, but most teams have at least one quarterback. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have 2 already. So they're probably not going to invest in a QB3 for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, pure like you're peeking over at Will's Dynasty rankings. I 100% have these wide receivers and even some of these tight ends in like a 0.75 full tenor premium over some of these running backs. But kind of looking at the board, looking at up here, I know Patty Mills doesn't have any running backs and like, you know, could be leaning into competing a little bit. I think running back kind of falls off a little bit. So I do kind of want to land one. I'm kind of between Jacobs here. I know we got some of the we didn't talk about the Kamara buzz. I know a lot of people have kind of had feelings that he's retiring. But there was does anybody know where the report came from? Was this like an interview or something? I just saw the like blurb that Kamara had said something like, you know, it's good to have somebody else in the running back room. Kind of like more feelings or vibes he's going to stay for another year. But any worrisome for like where you would value Travis Etienne?
I'm not too worried about him. I think if anything, Kamara's kind of relegated to that Aaron Jones role that Bashal Tootin get a couple touches, show a little bit of burst, but not expect the same workload that we've previously seen from Kamara.
Swaggy.
So I wouldn't
Jeremy
be too concerned. Yeah, I mean it's basically it's Jeremy McNichols, but you know, just got detailed, like more exciting.
Okay, YouTube live stream. I love the new age, like there is a lot of good and a lot of bad with like the new age news cycle where we're getting blurbs from live streams, but it's also cool because I think a lot more of it is like straight from the player mouth, you know.
Unless if you're Jaylen Brown, that was a rough live stream.
Yeah, dude, brutal.
I think you just need at least like you got to wait around. You got to wait around before you like watch film and stuff like that. You can't blow a 3-1 lead to the 7th seed.
Give it a month, man. That's brutal. And shout out to Zaymu. We fly, Nola. You know it is bowling. I will get the soundboard set up for next week. I think that might be the last Will doing the full ball in soundbite. Unless somebody requests it, then I'll do it, obviously. I'm a man of the people. Sell JT plus Evans for 227 first as a contender. 12 by 11 super flex.
So Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans for 227 first as a contender.
I would
have a slightly deeper league.
it is slightly deeper. I would like to see the team, but I do think that these types of trades, I think not enough contenders think about doing. Where if you feel like you have a strong enough team, like getting the flexibility, one, obviously 27 picks feel like they're gold, but two, those can turn into, maybe not JT. Like not every contending team is going to be able to buy JT off of other contenders, but similar-ish producers mid-season from teams that are out of it. All right, I'm going to make my pick here. Let's see, QB.
As Will makes his pick, I do want to say, are the picks, is one potentially early or something too? I think that would be valuable context as well. It's kind of like what pick ranges are we looking at?
I do like Baker, but I think Sam Laporta, pretty underrated in tight end premium leagues. Dealt with some injuries last year. Offense, everybody loves. Yeah, love it. Depends on pick projections and if you can backfill well enough to sustain. Yeah, this is definitely one where I'd want to see the team a little bit. I mean, I would ask this anyways because I'm a good guy and a good streamer, obviously. But especially with the super chat, feel free to send us your team. Like, what is your 11 starters without JT and Mike Evans? I'd assume one could be mid, the other will likely be late. Yeah, let us know what the team looks like outside of that. Like, how strong are you as a contending team? Because that's, dude, what's sick and nasty is having a sweet contending team with like 2 to 3 27 firsts. That is like,
oh yeah,
you got it made. Because you have the flexibility, and it's like, dude, when you're beating the teams that you have the 27 first of, that is like, I don't think there's anything that feels better. Maybe like two things that I'm not allowed to say on stream. All right, what you got here? Appreciate it, Sleeperbot Team 2.
We are.
Was that a Baker snipe?
Getting a little crusty here. I'm trying to think. Who I want to go with. I think I'll take a risk on last year's 101.
Dang. Man, I'm a Cam Ward guy. I don't know if I would have the cojones though, especially as the solo quarterback to kind of make that. But I mean, you talk about.
Who I'm looking at here? It's like Sam Darnold, Malik Willis, Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Was the Baker a snipe for you? Would you have gone Baker there, kind of with your team construct with those 4 running backs?
I would have definitely. Yeah, I think I was like, okay, cool. Like Baker would have been someone I felt confident with. I like Darnold. I think Willis is fine, but I do think that the Cam Ward is kind of more of the value could very much outweigh things if he comes in and him and Tate click, having a consistent coaching staff and all that starts snowballing in the right direction. I think he has the highest upside of any quarterback in terms of dynasty value going forward.
I'm with it. I'm a Cam Ward guy. I mean, talk about improved situations. That's 100% one of them. All right, let me know, Dallas, or anybody else in the chat, but for sure, Dallas. If you want to see any specific screens, you do got May Mahomes. Not Harvey, LOL. I imagined that was a pretty quick. I'm removing this one. I don't think you and the Sleeperbot are on the same page there. You'll need to send in your updated Team 2 Sleeperbot rankings. I can get you an email address. That's what the running backs look like. Here are the receivers. I'll give you a little quick scroll on the receivers there.
We got what? Downs, Denzel, DK, Golden, Travis Hunter, Devontae Adams.
Receivers, I kind of want to scroll for. I mean, some of these names are kind of interesting down here. I mean, maybe not the 7-11.
There's Parker Washington,
Josh Downs,
Wendell, Mike Evans. Got Stribling.
Okay,
we all still believe.
Tony Williams, Kyler Murray. Ooh, that's the. You talk about sniping a player from somebody. I think QB3.
I don't want Kyler Murray. I'm out on Kyler Murray now. I got sniped in a mock draft. I think we can all agree to stop taking quarterbacks. Let's just let my plan work out.
All right, where was all right, Patty Mills update on the mock or the update on the actual draft. Took Lamar, now Amonra, and someone else about to go. So I assume this is you're at the 11 spot. Someone took ARSB,
Amon-Ra. Yeah.
and then
You got
so
like
two
CD.
more players because that'll be the 12th pick again, and then your pick. All right, man, really wants Harvey. That's a sleeper ranking.
You're back on the Dallas pick. So Amon-Ra and Neighbors have went.
Cooper.
I will say, where would I send a pick of my team, or should I just type it out?
Oh,
if
yeah.
you have the league ID, you could just post it in the chat. That we could pull it up after the mock draft. We could also, you can also just type out like kind of the big names on your team if you want to do that.
QBs, colon, you list them out, running
you don't
backs,
have to,
colon.
I don't need to know if you have, like, I don't know, like Cortland Sutton, but like be like, here's the guys that matter.
I would want to know if a team had Cortland Sutton, man. I'm still I think he'll be what he is.
It's ugly, but we do it because what else is here? I'm not taking Josh Downs.
Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm
Terry
like, he's
McLaurin.
locked in for a couple years.
I like Terry at the 805. Oh, yeah, that's good. There's some good wide receiver values. Honestly, like when I take this Odudze here at the 506, I definitely am getting flashbacks to previous mocks where I look at some of these receivers and it's like, I wouldn't mind wide receiver 3-4 Wandale or, Devontae on a team, or even getting down to Josh Downs. Still a believer. All right. Do not have a QB2 or an RB2. My boy is there. I think I'm gonna push QB. We got a couple of 2 QB teams. There could be 2 that go here. There's still Stroud, Willis, Bryce Young, Daniel Jones. It definitely gets sketchy though. All right, I'm gonna go Montgomery. I do imagine at least 2 QBs will go though. I think like when you start staring down the barrel of, if I don't take QB here, if you're James or Smurf, you're looking at, for this year, am I reaching for Geno at some point?
Jacoby Brissett,
Carson Beck.
Stack. We did get an update from J-Bach on the Drake London for 2 first-round picks. It says a 12-team, 10 starting spots, including kicker and defense. So a 12-team start 8, really shallow. It kind of makes me much more inclined to go with the Drake London side of the trade. He does say he has Allen, Burrow, Neighbors, Bowers, and AJ as my relevant players. Has 103, 104, 105 along with 327 first as well. So it sounds like you already kind of have all the riches to begin with.
It is actually a 12 by 10, so it's excluding kicker and defense.
Excluding.
So that 3F is 3 flex.
I misread that. Yeah.
Ooh, Bryce Young, Simpson, Stroud go.
So it's a little bit deeper, but
so it's the
I feel like
105.
London is. You already got 327s. To me, I feel like let me just run with the elite wide receiver.
Yeah, especially. Also having the 103, 104, and 105 with 327 first, like with that kind of value, that's where I'm totally down to cash out for elite players. Like I think sometimes we fall into the trap of how we value picks versus like London, the asset is going to be worth a 106, 107 in next year's class and a future first, I imagine. Like maybe the class will be hyped up enough where it has to be a late first and a future first, but to me, I'm just totally down to cash out extra value like that for players like London. All right.
Zamu says, sorry, I think I missed it. You guys would sell JT and Evans for 227 first or no? I think without additional context, like what your roster looks like and things like that, I'd probably say yes. I'd rather just take those picks. Both Evans and JT are kind of on the latter half of their career. If I can cash out for decent 227 first round picks, they're going to have elite value. That to me is going to be worth it. Now, there's additional context that, could potentially add in different perspectives, like they're both probably late picks or things like that. But I think in a vacuum, I would definitely take the 2 first round picks.
Yeah, if you I don't know if you might have missed, if you want to write out like QB, RBs, like your QBs, you list them out, running backs list them out, just the relevant ones in terms of like you're starting for the contending team. All right. The bet was scary. And I don't know if you can call drafting Malik Willis in a startup mock a successful bet, but
Please.
But in terms of the rest of the quarterbacks, especially filling out the QB2 spot behind Burrow, like for sure starting this year, it's kind of like Geno, Brissett, Rodgers potentially, or the Atlanta guys. And to me, I think you get at least a 2-3 year leash with Willis. That was big for how Will feels about his startup team, getting Malik Willis there.
I'm just gonna put this comment up by Dynasty Jake. Just give it its moment.
Yeah, that's some
Team 4.
2 Panthers boys bias for sure. This team is
Team 4 looking pretty good. You're trying to get me to take Bryce Young.
trade. You gonna trade up? What do you need?
I'm about to smash Chuba.
Etta James.
I need another running back here.
Oh, the Chuba snipe. It's a third running back.
Dang, riddles. What the hell?
Right, let's pull up the team.
This is when it gets a little bit more fun, right? I'm curious. I mean, we still got guys like DK Metcalf, Jordan Addison, which I like. I think both of those are decent bets. I could go true win now with like a Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. I do want to address my quarterback or my wide receiver room since I need 3.
You need to address your quarterback room still. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, buddy.
I'm a
Okay,
Cam Ward
buddy.
guy. I'm just kidding.
I don't know who I really like here. I think I'm just gonna go Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Elite offense. I know there was Spears, but that offense is gonna be super efficient. And if Puka misses time as well, you're probably gonna see even more targets and more demand on Devontae Adams.
All right.
You got the Dallas pick.
Dallas. Yeah, this is interesting too. While Dallas is putting this together, Ty Simpson about to be 109 in rookie drafts. That will be the equivalent of 209 in startups. You see him go at the 8. Oh no, I mean this right here definitely. I think earlier than people would expect, especially versus some of these quarterbacks that are on the board.
Did Ty Simpson go?
Yeah, 8 or 9 here. This is the
Goff,
Simpson, Daniel Jones. Which I don't hate. I mean, honestly, and I, spoiler alert, talked about it in the rookie draft video that is up on the channel. 2-round.
Nice plug.
Mock that we went through. I might even click over to it. Bang. Look at that.
Bang. Yeah, we got some production value here.
But kind of, running backs, I got you. But kind of treating Ty Simpson like a 2028 mid to late first. And I would trade my 109 pick in this rookie class in a heartbeat for a 2028 mid to late first. So I don't know if you'll be able to realize the value of that pick. Like, I don't think he will turn into a 2028 mid to late first until 2028. But I do think that it potentially becomes valued in that sense to rebuilding teams specifically as soon as next year or the following year. All right, Travis Hunter.
Big pick here, Travis Hunter.
All right, we'll check out the Cody team. Strong contending team. That running back. Nico Devonta.
Some context from Zymu.
Oh, let's go.
QBs are Mahomes, Kyler Brissett. RBs are JT, Brees, Scat, Henry, Monty, Manungai, and C-Rod. Wide receivers are Neighbors, Igbuka, Terry, Evans, Sutton, Golden, Washington. And tight ends are Bowers, Gadsden, Strange. So, do you feel good taking away JT from that team and Evans? I'll be straight up. I feel fine leaving Evans off. Like trading Evans, you got so many options here that are solid. It's mainly like, do you feel good moving that JT piece with Henry, Brees, Monty, Scat if he's healthy, kind of leading that running back room?
Yeah, and a 12 by 10. I think I might be. I don't know. It feels kind of weird. I'll pause here. We see Evans go there at the. But I'm trying to. I mean, if we do the startup right now, heading into a startup draft, would you trade the 309 and we'll call it your 309 and 909, since you took JT in a startup? Would you trade that for 227 firsts?
I think I would, unless I'm like, oh, they're probably late. Like if they're possibly like 104 to 106, I think I would take that bet, because I also think I could sit here and say, okay, I could go buy a cheap running back replacement, and then roll out like Henry should be good, Brees should be decent, and I can probably piece together some sort of second round pick for some decent, not game-changing running back, but something that gives me the flexibility to load up on the 2027 class. We got Black Corum.
Kalen Flack. There you go. Snag Jordan James next round. Yeah, man. This is. I'm actually. Here. All right, I'll let you make this pick, and I'm gonna mentally rack my brain.
Oh, I already got my pick made. Wendell Robinson stack with Cam Ward.
W pick. Titans wide receiver 1. Man.
Uh-oh, you heard it here first.
I want to stare down the feel of setting my lineup. I mean, Brees, honestly, Henry, Scat. Yeah, I'm fine doing it. That's like pretty fair value overall, and I think you have the type of team that I'll take the flexibility.
Yeah, it's like, and two, like you could take that late first and go buy, like if a late 27 first, flex. Go buy a team week 6 with a bad, like a team that has Devon A-Chain on a bad team or something. Like you could probably get some conversations going for decent RB production. Maybe not A-Chain, but like maybe the other A-Chain you could buy for a late 27 first. I appreciate the super chat. Will is locked in.
I am locked in, but like
we all know the pick is Antonio Williams.
I think
still on the board.
I think I can get him later. All right, there are some receivers that I do like, but I do feel like it's pretty flat, and there's only a couple running backs that I feel have upside as flexes. And if I'm deciding between the two, the way that I started with 4 wide receivers, I definitely would rather take the shot on the running back production for this next year. I would have taken Wandale though. I'll say it. I'm not too proud. Correndo. What's your bet for Christian McCaffrey goes down week 5? Is two-parter. One, is there a running back that matters? Like actually gives you decent production like we saw with like the Jordan Mason and Isaac Rendo for, whatever the 2-week stretch.
I feel like yes, just because Kyle Shanahan, I feel like typically just gives the ball to one dude.
But then the second part, who is it? If you have to make the bet between, you got Jordan James, got Black, 3rd round pick this year, Isaac Rendo, or is it unknown free agent coming back? Is it Raheem Mostert? Is it Elijah Mitchell?
Didn't Garindo have his rookie year? Didn't he have decent numbers?
He did, but
that would be my bet. It would be
yeah, but I think he then also kind of like lost
420 yards, 4 touchdowns.
There's a freaking. I mean, I do have a massive light. There's like a fly that just keeps going towards it. Sorry,
you got a moth.
I'm gonna try to power through for you guys. Pistons won. Nothing can get me down. More booty. I like Ramondre.
And then there'll be Patrick Taylor up the A gap for 2.1 yards per carry. I forgot about Patrick Taylor. That was a fun moment.
It'll be yeah, we don't even have the Debo in the backfield. Honestly, I mean, it might be Debo. We get the Debo doesn't have a team right now. All right, we're doing the Sean team review. On the clock right now.
Yeah, you're talking trash about the 2 first-round running backs. You're like, oh, every time I take 2 first-round running backs, my team's trash.
I was more so. I mean, and took the 3 quarterbacks too, which is extra sketchy. I honestly not a pretty solid wide receiver room. I mean, still getting T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, 3 QBs. The only issue is, I think it's going to be how this flex looks compared to other people's flexes. Like, obviously, the way that you built your team out, you're flexing, like, Saquon is one of your flexes. I mean, I guess Wandale is, like, the last flex if you're actually comparing it. But, like, Saquon, well, I guess it's Tyson. All right, this is kind of difficult to do with the way that you made your picks. I'm not going to lie. You're kind of ruining my point right now, Jeremy, with your roster construction.
Hey, it's Dynasty Jake approved.
If this was okay, yeah, true. My bad. Man, Stowers 11-4. Who has the cojones? No! I mean, good pick.
Dang. Let's go. Edit James. I
don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, 11th round. That's not my team. Wait, where's your team?
I think it's Kittle's crew.
Yeah, isn't that what I was just doing? I pulled up Jeremy's after.
Purdy, Prescott.
Yeah, I'm not that. I did it, I think. Let me know if I didn't do it. All right, man. Okay, I'm happy that we're running back there at the 10:07.
Where are you leaning?
Still, I mean, so this is filling out the last flex spot. I'll go QJ. I probably would have gone somewhere else if I stared at the board a little bit longer. But I still think he's probably the two wide receiver set guy, even though they added Brennan Thompson and obviously they want to use Trey Harris for what he does.
Ooh, J.K. Dobbins in the 11th is a good value.
Nah, bro, he got Jonah Coleman just like RJ Harvey. No, actually, I don't hate J.K. Dobbins at the 11th. That probably would have been my pick if I didn't take Rico at the 10:07. All right, what are we doing here?
Well, things are getting weird. That's what I'm doing.
All right. No tight end. Any of these guys calling your name?
I kind of like the JCM pick, right? Washington doesn't really have a RB1 or an expensive
They do have
RB1.
12 RB 2.5s though.
That's true. And I want the 2.51. So I'm thinking maybe since the
honestly the JCM 0 on your team matters a lot less than other people's teams when you have Saquon, Kenneth Walker, Gibbs, and JT. You know, it might be worth the shot, you know, versus taking your favorite.
It's more the upside bet. It's more the upside bet of like they didn't really squash his role, and he'll probably get the first crack at it. And if he is if he's just a Chuba Hubbard type running back, then I'm like, okay, cool. I found money, decent guy that can plug in on flexes. If Jordan Tyson takes a little bit of time to come online, I could just put JCM in there and not stress about that.
Yeah. Could Jordan James be this year's Quorum? I'm torn because I like Haleback as well. Don't hate rostering both. I think the actual answer to the first part, the first question, is no. I think the San Francisco running backs, as long as Christian McCaffrey is healthy enough to handle 85, 90% of the workload, Shanahan cannot help himself and will give that to him.
That is very true.
So I think it is purely a handcuff play, but I do think it's a worthwhile handcuff play. I mean, list every single handcuff running back that the Niners have had over the past 3-4 seasons, like Jordan Mason smashing, Jonah Coleman. I like the Jonah Coleman pick. Like the Elijah Mitchell in the past. The Garendo weeks. Like if there is a guy that is getting that workload. And I think I probably would lean Black. I mean, you can point to like the 49ers drafting woes, but I do think that as a runner, I think Black has the most upside in terms of like totally handling, but I do think it probably would be more of a split with, it might look more like a normal offense with the running back position where we do have a third down, long down and distance guy, and it isn't just Christian McCaffrey type everything. For Spell. I like the team. Taking the upside shot bets. Taking these rookies. All right, last 3 rounds here. Ever play FFPC Dynasty Leagues? I have not. I've only ever done just straight up sleeper leagues. I do kind of want to open up to I want to play in one Devy League. I've not played in a Devy League before. Was there did I see a new app that people are using for Devy?
There may be a new app.
Does anybody know about that? I actually probably should have mentioned that to you as the integration guy. There's a tight end. The Last Dance.
Well, if there's a new app, I will have to take a look at it since I probably need to add it to the site.
I'll try to find it for you.
I was locked in Dynasty Savvy. I know you were talking about the Jordan James stuff. I agree with Will. I think it's kind of just a cluster of meh. Like Quorum was a much better prospect than Jordan James as well. Did you hit the who are your most rostered rookies so far?
I have not. I needed to lock in and take Quentin Johnston and Romeo Dubs. Hey man, 12-7. I know AJ Brown's 99% going there, but dude, Drake May, Pat's offense.
The number two.
Big contract tied to him for a couple seasons. Cam Scan has a new one. Blanking on the name. Okay, maybe that's what it was. It was like I think it was like blue something. I have no idea. I'm holding up my phone right now. I opened up Twitter, which is definitely where I saw it last. I guess X. Sorry guys. No idea how I would locate it from that. Definitely should not just be scrolling Twitter. That's bad podcasting. My bad, guys. All right. Most rostered rookies. Honestly, unfortunately, the answer to the question is probably not as interesting because it's definitely going to be like the tight ends that I've been taking in like the mid, third, fourth rounds that I just snap pick when they're there. It's just all the insert tight end who is not 100% blocking tight end here. Like it's a lot of, like I know Jolie, I'm sure is one of yours that you've been taking a lot of.
Yeah, I have Jolie and Sam Roche.
Okay. Roush. I mean, he's like always there in the fourth rounds.
Yeah, and that's why I take them. It's like those are my late. Some people like Jolie outside of me. No one really takes Rush.
I've been taking a lot of. I've been reaching a little bit for Eli Raridan. Like, I mean, reaching is so relative because I feel like I took him in the 2-round mock. Spoiler alert. But I mean, I've seen him go 4th round in some drafts. So. And then like Klein, like I feel like Claire's the one kind of like non-Sadiq Stowers tight end that goes pretty consistently in the second round. Delp as well is in that boat for me of like guys that I will take depending on the format in that like early third range that are almost always there. Those are probably if you're ranking tight ends You're on the clock. Are you Jolie over Delp and Raritan? Jolie might be my third, but not as like a confident, like,
Yeah, that's
if
kind of
you
where I'm
have
at.
Jolie above these guys, what are you doing? Like, it is definitely like that.
No, it's because the thing that I love about Jolie more than other guys is he was a pure pass catching. Like that was his difference making skill. So I don't see him getting stuck in the he's just like a blocking guy that might catch three, go out for a couple routes and maybe catch 2-3 targets a game or something.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Jolie having, the 8 target upside, 10 target upside, if that's how the offense goes.
Yeah.
But like you said, definitely lean on the draft capital more. But it's like who really knows? I mean, you have the Gadsden types, you have the Fannin types. Like a lot of times with tight end, we just don't know how they're going to be utilized.
All right. I just can we just not talk about our 13th and 14th round picks? There's just like nothing that excites or intrigues me. And there's enough like running backs and wide receivers that I think are at such a similar tier range. Like I have my favorites of like Coker. The Reed would have been up there for me too. But like, I mean, there's some guys I still like. Like I think Shaheed will probably be there. I don't mind taking this shot on. I'm already pretty deep at receiver.
Do you think players like Dallas Goedert and Hunter Henry are undervalued considering they were tight end 2 and tight end 4 in a lot of formats? And they're still here?
All right, here's the Goddard thing. I mean, I yes, the answer is yes, but I do think that expectations for Goddard passed this year, and I think even less than this year, less so this year versus compared to the touchdowns, right? 11 touchdowns last season versus just being a consistent, 3, 4, 5 guy. And this was a lot of these tush pushes that were just like shovel passes. He kind of got the weird Kelsey treatment of like, well, I guess this is a Goddard touchdown, shovel pass, 3-yard reception. But there's a lot of tight ends I like. Like there's a part of me that wishes I didn't take. I mean, I don't hate Laporta at the 7-6, but if I took Laporta at like the 6th compared to some of these receivers that I like a lot, I would be looking at, Kelsey, Chig, Andrews. Like these aren't smash tight ends, but I would not be surprised if this year those guys are scoring similarly to guys like Laporta.
Yeah, that's the reason I leaned Chig as well, because I know both Henry and Goddard their teams did invest in additional tight ends to kind of give them competition, whereas Chig's coming in to replace Ertz, who also suffered a terrible injury at the late in the year.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, and not only that, but Ertz was also in a juicy fantasy point spot, being like 50 years old. So I could see Chig kind of sliding in, getting decent work, and being that safety blanket that Jaden Daniels relied on.
I'm a believer too.
Do we got the Dallas pick?
Are you a cokehead? Okay, not a cokehead.
I'm a cokehead.
Man, okay, what's the Ayuk's got the do not resuscitate label. What is are we worried that Brandon Ayuk has played his last down of NFL football? Is there any kind of, I don't know, man. Vibes are kind of weird. I think probably not more than 20% chance that that's the case. Oh. Okay, my bad. We got the double auto.
Okay, we got the double auto. The Kenny Gainwell, the Bucky killer.
All right, I'll show you. I do think he'll sign as well. I do think the Niners might drag it out. But there's just like a little bit of, I don't know, man. Some of the way that whole situation was handled, how Ayuk went about it. Like the Niners are definitely not 100% in the clear of like being Saints in that situation, but
yeah. I mean it is messy because you're like, you just got this giant contract.
Oh yeah, you're up here,
and then you just had like the ultimate crash out.
Yeah, there was some weird stuff of him like just not showing up, taking the bag and leaving, but also losing a bunch of money in the process of leaving. But I do think in the 13th round, like when you're comparing the vibes Ayuk would have if he signs with Washington. But yeah, let me know if you want to look at anything, Dallas, and we'll hit some of these questions. I'll have this one quick. Baja Boost or regular Mountain Dew? I am a Baja Blast boy. I've cut down on pop. I'm a big no sugar guy. Now I've kind of been doing the like role playing as a jacked guy without actually being a jacked guy. But it's a process. We're bulking right now. You can't tell by my arms or body, but
we're here
but
for
I'm bulking.
swole will.
Oh, did I miss it, Gainwell?
I think I lean Baja Blast, but I probably have only had Baja Blast once in my life.
Really? Are you not a Taco Bell guy? We kind of had like a Taco Bell diatribe.
I've had Taco Bell before. Like, yeah, there's one like right across the street. So I do, but I love candy growing up, and I was like, I don't want to deal with like sugar, too much sugar. So I cut my soda out very quick. So I'm like, I don't drink soda. I don't have cravings for sodas. I'm like, I get scared by soda. I'm like, I don't really know what's in it. That being said, I ate a ton of like Skittles and crap growing up, but now I cut all of that out. So
yeah, I remember Code Red back when I was playing a bunch of Halo 3 with all my friends in middle school. Code Red was the big Mountain Dew drink at the time.
Yeah, some of those are like scary. Like it's like, you could use you can use Coke to clean blood out of stuff. I'm like, jeez.
Coke Zero? There we go. I'm a big. I've kind of, maybe it's a mental thing, but my zero sugar drinks, not that they're good for you, but I'm zero sugar Baja Blast. I don't hate, man. All right, on the clock here, probably one of these running backs. It's so hilarious having two running backs in the same backfield, and I don't feel super confident which one I should take. Like, I know Aaron Jones is a lot further down, so I probably wouldn't take him, hoping he would fall in like a later round if I went that way. I don't think Tracy is a bad pick.
Keaton Mitchell, go for the
Jordan Mason. I'm gonna go Jordan Mason and just kind of make the, if we're getting, the Minnesota guys aren't discounted anymore because the offense is gonna suck. Why can't the running backs be good too?
We all know the number one running back is Kyler Murray on that team.
That's true. W pick.
You have a MCG. TX21. Need some help with my home league. A 12-team, 1QB RB premium. Half PPR. Pick one as my keeper. James Cook for a second, Rice for a sixth, and May for an 11th rounder. It is one quarterback. What we going
RB premium? How premium are we talking? Like, what is is it a point per carry?
Yeah, is it just like half PPR, or is there like additional juice?
Yeah, because Rice for a sixth is what jumped out to me first. But if this like running back premium is like pretty juicy in terms of its like point per carry, I still believe in JJ McCarthy. I want to, man. In terms of like guys I want to root for, I know 9. Oh, just my league loves running backs. So like, okay. All right. In an actual,
I think I would lean Rice in the 6th.
I think so too.
In this startup, for example, Rice went 407 and Cook went 304. Now, that being said, this is Dynasty, yours is Keeper, so it's a little bit different. But I think you're going to be able to get a James Cook-like player in the 2nd round, where I don't know if you're going to get a Rashee Rice caliber player in the 6th.
My bad if we missed you, Gista. I'll pull up 100% possible. All right, missed. If you guys answered full PPR 10-man, would you trade Waddle for Igbuka? I have Bucky for what it's worth. Yeah, I don't care too much about like same position players. I'd trade Waddle for Igbuka. Are you on the same page?
Yeah, I mean, Igbuka just has more of the upside. I mean, we saw the downside, but now no Mike Evans should be more involved in terms of the actual usage. So yeah, for sure, give me the younger guy that if he does brush is now Dynasty wide receiver 8.
And 2, I think like you got to think too of like the mindset of people where it's like the first season post Mike Evans in Tampa Bay. Like if Ibuka's smashing, that means he's gonna smash forever.
Yeah.
This one's interesting.
Like Waddle is a little bit older.
Gista, let me know how many teams AJ Brown and Waddle for JJ. Full PPR 10 man, so probably pretty shallow. Or would you rather do that?
Which one?
This is AJ, or would you trade AJ Brown plus Waddle for JJ? It's a 10 team. How many starters? Because I am probably leaning that.
I'm definitely doing JJ side, yeah, for sure.
What would you rather do that than the Igbuka trade?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think the Igbuka. I don't know. Part of me is like, I do feel like the Igbuka is a decent value, but the fact that you can get JJ, and you can see in the chat as well, pretty popular.
Shallow,
Give me the JJ upside, yeah.
I know. I was asking starters.
We all know Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's going to win the Super Bowl. The Vikings 5th.
Dude, like,
Super Bowl
disappointing
appearance.
JJ. Wide receiver 21 in like 84 receptions, still crossed over the 1,000-yard mark. 2 touchdowns, but like, dude, there were so many. He could have had 6 touchdowns last season. There were like 3 or 4, just like, what is going on with this offense drops? He's 26, man. Guys, knock on your fellow Justin Jefferson manager's door and see if you can buy him for less than start of the second round startup prices. Yeah. Flats offers top for receiver. And there's reason to be excited about AJ Brown. And like, there's some leagues where I would consider that kind of move and just kind of bet that like AJ Brown Patriots production is fine enough and I get a couple years, but it would have to be super deep, best ball type. JJ is just, woo. Given everyone's on JJ, would you wait out the AJ Brown news to try to extract more? I don't know how much more you're getting. I mean, dude, like Justin Jefferson is, put some respect on his name. You're trying to get more out of somebody. I agree. I'm doing it while it's live. This is Antonio Brown, Larry Fitzgerald, Hall of Fame wide receiver you're trading for, 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
6.
Put 4, like compare his stats with the other wide receivers. It's
second.
You definitely
21, 21 with JJ McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and Brosmer. Wide receiver 21. But yeah, but I like both the trades, but I do like the JJ one more. To help with my question, it's a redraft league, not dynasty, just a keeper. Yeah, I imagined it sounded like it was just redraft. I'm probably doing Rice. Half PPR makes it a little less exciting, but I think 6th round versus 2nd round in a redraft league. I know you said running back heavy, but I still think in the 2nd round, instead of James Cook, like the wide receivers, the running backs you're going to get in the 2nd round instead of James Cook, I think still could be, especially if people are giving up their picks for keeping players in the 1st or 2nd round. It could be, like, it's probably not the top end. Like, obviously you're not getting Bijan, Gibbs, Genty if it's running back heavy. But, like, wouldn't surprise me if in redraft you're getting Love, Hampton, Achan, JT in the 2nd round. So
yeah, there's just a ton of talent. It's like you might not get James Cook, but you'll get like Hampton or someone like that, and you'll be like, okay, I can live with that.
All right, I'm gonna switch over to this screen. Okay, no, it didn't work as well as I thought it was going to. I was gonna do a little quick.
Over to the screen.
We just don't care about Cody's team. Is what this screen is, unfortunately. Cody, great team. Okay, awesome team. We're not gonna analyze it any further than that. Any starts? I don't know if we'll go team by team review, but I think I have one live stream ask ready that I need to hit, and then I'll pull up. But I'm gonna go through. We did the Kittles crew preview one. This was the Genty Love start, which I always think is interesting. Starting running back when everybody leans into quarterbacks and wide receivers early on,
especially younger ones too. I mean, you're looking at guys that are elite at value, but haven't necessarily produced at an elite level. Now we assume they will, but it's also kind of a prime 1-year punt, or a little bit like, okay, we're gonna build through youth.
Yeah. This must have been a scroll pick. Where is Tony Pollard at? Like, I know 29, but compared to some of these, like me taking Rico here at the 10-7, Jalen Warren at the 10-10, I think this was an auto pick, but a lot of these running backs in this like 9th through 11th range feel the exact same to me as Tony Pollard at the 12-10 for this upcoming season.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was a good value.
That is a great pick, especially with how this team is built too. Like if you just look at how weak the wide receiver room, wrong team, tends to feel when you start running back, and still want to get quarterbacks. And I think even had 3 strong quarterbacks, right? Purdy, Dax, Stroud.
Depends your definition of strong with Stroud, but
true. I think third
locked in starting quarterbacks. Like they're not going to lose their job most likely.
I think landed the plane, but I think it's still. I think you can feel the sketchy fear, and how what's the word I'm looking for? Shallow works. Fragile is probably the word I'm looking for in terms of running back start actually having the girth to contend. Oh gosh, I got to work on my words. Somebody give me a thesaurus or middle school.
We got some girth
class
showing up. Yeah, I mean, I think the big question here is the
like the stream. Sorry, go ahead. Big question here is why is my team not obviously the best? I mean, come on, Burrow. Look at these wide receivers: Puka, Pickens, Rice. I mean, Rome.
Let's just take a moment. Monty in the 8.
What a pick! Come on, W pick.
That's a homer pick there.
Hey, come on.
That's a swan song. We sent him down to the
escaped the NFL draft unscathed. Let me just click over here to years before last year. Hey man, when you're this is Jadarian Price with Jeremiah Love, man. Monty with Jahmyr Gibbs. Come on. You know how it is. Monty with Gibbs versus Monty with Woody Marks. All right. It's a night and day difference, that running back room.
I don't know. You could have had Bryce Young, man.
All right, I did like your team is very interesting. And I think you landed the plane a little bit, getting the Devontae Adams in the 9th, and then fully waiting on tight end and just grabbing 3 potential hitting your lineup guys this year. Because I was a little sketched out, not gonna lie, when you started with the running backs.
I could tell you were a little scared. You're like, you need to take a quarterback. It's super flex.
Well, honestly, it was more so like, the Cam Ward pick I think was one of the sketched out part. And then the Tyson at the 5'9", which I think is like totally fine. And he could smash this year, but it was a little bit of like, I probably would more lean into like production I feel confident about for this next year.
Yeah, the hard part is like outside of me just taking Barkley or like Javonte Williams or someone like that, I didn't trust the production from wide receiver in that range. Because the next wide receivers on the board were Marv, Devonta Smith, which maybe is probably a better bet. Brian Thomas Jr., Mekhi Lemon, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, maybe. But I was like, I felt like it's like, let me just get some young talent that could potentially be someone that does have an Egbuka type breakout.
Yeah.
Has that high ceiling. Because I know later on I'll be able to get the Wayne Dells, the Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, like the boring guys that are going to produce 11 points a game, and I can feel fine with that.
Yeah. All right.
And I do think I would have taken Love, Barkley. If Love was available at the 2 or the 6-4, I probably ended up with, I would take Love and felt a lot better, but be like, okay, cool. I have like one locked in guy, but I thought Barkley would be gone. And I was like, okay, I kind of feel like I have to take a Barkley and just load up on running back here.
Mm-hmm.
But it also gives me the flexibility of if one of my elite running backs goes down, I still have a really good backup that I can plug in. Backup. Otherwise, it's a flex play.
Yeah, 5 flex
or
a
3
tradable
flex.
asset. You can start 5 running backs. I mean,
and all it takes is like one Jonathan Taylor stretch of like 2 touchdowns a game, and everything's clicking, and you're like, okay, like I don't regret this build. Like if hopefully all of these guys will have different stretches of just crushing it, which you see from running back sometimes.
And we've got I've got it on the screen already. Thoughts on JMO being a wide receiver 1 this year. Really want to reach on him. I am always down to talk about Jameson Williams. Waymo. I mean, obviously, like to me, JMO's just in the perfect offensive situation, but I do think he probably is more of a spike week guy with like Gibbs being who he is, Laporta being healthy this season, and then obviously what Amandra's role is in this offense. But I do think what's nice is like I like Tesla, but no like significant wide receiver 3 investment at any point in this offseason or draft. I mean, Greg Dortch comes over from Arizona with connections there. But I don't know. Do you think JMO underrated, overrated? And I'm gonna click over. I'll be good. I'll be a good site guy. Where's JMO Dynasty ranking wise?
I don't know. I mean, to me, JMO is comfortably slotted in like that Devonta Smith range, where he'll produce well, but I don't think he can really go up a ton in value. Right now, he's wide receiver 31, which I think is a little bit low. But I mean, you're also talking guys like T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Devonta Smith are around that range. Jalen Waddle, and I'd probably say that's fairly valued because the guys above them are the Luther Burdens, the Mekhi Lemon, Rashee Rice. Like it's either young rookie that we don't know who he is that could potentially be the wide receiver 1 of their team, or guys that are breaking out like a Luther Burden, or the obvious wide receiver 1s like AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, maybe Lad McConkey.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I think
the gap from wide receiver 31 to like wide receiver 32 is somewhat big in terms of just like Jameson Williams or Denzel Boston. It's like definitely Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams or DJ Moore. Definitely Jameson Williams. But then I'm like, I get the KC or Omar Cooper. I would certainly take Jameson Williams, but would I take Jameson Williams or Zay Flowers? I don't know.
Yeah, like
I think that's kind of fair.
You probably like I am tacking on to like this range. Like I'm down to tack on to like DK Metcalf. I mean, there's some names I probably wouldn't, and probably just make the bet that like, Christian Watson or whatever will give me similar enough production. But I'm down to tack on to a lot of these guys in this range to get to JMO. And it's a little bit more of like the extension and just being tied to the Lions offense for, the next 2-3 seasons. With some offensive line additions, I know, Lions offense let some people down last year. Let me down. But I believe. But yeah, I think you definitely would have to tack on to this kind of range to get up to JMO. But I do think he kind of falls into this larger group of Jalen Waddle down. Like I think the AJ Brown hype post Pats transition will be interesting.
He's like a more consistent at this point, like Gabe Davis, where it is kind of the big plays that, like he could just have one of those games where he drops 30 points and you're like sick. And it's a little bit more consistent than those Gabe Davis weeks where he doesn't put up a 0 a ton.
What's up, Birds Builds? Interesting is this Chris Rodriguez in Jacksonville goes to who's college who was and who's coach now. Yeah, back in Kentucky. The tough thing about that is like obviously this is the same regime that drafted Tootin. So like there is a little bit of like yes, connections there, but then obviously like I don't know, I'm not like super where's Tootin? Where are you guys at on Tootin? I actually kind of want to know how the streets feel about Tootin.
I feel like people are starting to hype him up. Like
okay, actually,
currently
not
RB24.
I thought I guess he's right behind. It's kind of so tough. Like projections for this year, man. Like I'm smashing all these guys ahead of Tootin for this year. But I think the like age discrepancy between like how you feel about Javonte and Travis Etienne and like Jacobs and these guys ahead of him. I like Chris Moore.
He's what?
The tough thing with Tootin is not necessarily like a which Jacksonville running back do I like. It is how afraid I am overall of the backfield in general. Because like what if Tootin just doesn't have the long down and distance stuff and he's splitting the goal line stuff and he's splitting the in between the 20s. And it's like they like him in his role, and it's just like another RJ Harvey thing where it's like, okay, this is the role he has, and he's awesome at this role. And even if he is awesome, it's like he's never getting the, Chase Brown workload for this Jacksonville team, even though we like the offense.
Or even like the rookie or Bucky Irving rollout where it's like, oh man, like this is awesome.
Yeah, like if it's just like, dude, if it's LaQuint Allen, like taking a lot of the third down, long down, and distance stuff, and it's Chris Rodriguez splitting goal line work. Because, I mean, dude was like, I think better than people thought last year with short yardage, goal line stuff, with like the kind of back that people think he is. But I'm just kind of sketched out. And maybe I'm just a coward, because I'm a coward about Travion as well. Like, I'm just afraid.
I'm more inclined to pay for the Tootin bet just because it's cheaper.
Oh, 100%.
And like the upside is very similar, I think, to Henderson.
I will pay.
Like if he's consistent, then you're like, oh, sick. I have a guy that I can rely on. Henderson has the home run upside, but it's like the playoffs are weird, man. It's like that offense was struggling, and it's like, you know what we're gonna do? Not use Henderson, who's crushing it at the end of the year. So it makes me a little bit cautious. And maybe that was just also, hey, we're playing really good defenses, and Stevenson's one of the best, pass protection backs in the league, and we just need additional assistance there with the offensive line. Yeah. But it is weird that he went from being relevant for like 6 weeks to just being nothing in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. It's just good. Like I will add on to Travion. And I don't even think I have any Travion shares. And it was a little bit of how rookie drafts went for me. Like, it wasn't like I had 7 shares and sold them all last year or anything. But I am so down to add on to Travion to get up to, Kenneth Walker, JT, Cook, Hampton in terms of like expectations for production. If this is really where the value's at. And I'll go down too. Like I'll get pluses to move down to like CMC, Bucky, Saquon, Chase Brown. Same kind of bet of like, give me the running back that I am confident is going to produce more. And yeah, like when this is even like a question that is a conversation we're having. And like, I mean, there's excitement about the offense too. And you don't want to buy too much into just like a rookie year. I totally get that. But man, at the running back position, hey. Happy I got some Ramondre though, I will say. For the value that he's valued at. Would you trade Bucky for Rome in a vacuum? Probably send a trade Bucky right now through Dynasty Daddy. You won't. I gotta link my leagues live on. Nobody listen to the clicks as I'm signing into Dynasty Daddy right now. All right, the league I need the help the most in and need to send a trade. I really should just click on one of my best teams so I can like flex.
Yeah, be like, yeah, you should take my advice.
I need to. This is a weird. I took over this orphan. Okay, I'm a good guy. All right, I take over orphans sometimes, but I put Lamar on the block. Actually, I'll do some. Oh, I guess I declined them, so they're not showing anymore. But I had a. Wait, we probably should hit the live stream ask before we do
before we go down the will rabbit hole.
It actually was. I remember. Jeremy say something. Let me.
Oh my god, I don't know what that was. Chris Rodriguez or the 207. I think in most years I would be like definitely the 207, but the players you get at that range at the 207 are probably a similar bet as Chris Rodriguez. I still probably lean to 207. I feel like I could probably do something a little bit more interesting with the 207. I don't know how much Chris Rodriguez is getting paid off the top of my head, but I know it wasn't like a major deal.
2 year, 10 million. I think 6 million guaranteed. IRC. Oh, dude, James, I was just about to pull yours up. Dang, thanks for the stream. Best Dynasty side out there.
Dang,
that's my
wow.
stream ass. I was just trying to finagle.
Appreciate it, James.
Pulling up your draft board because I wanted to treat you right. I think I can do it. I think I figured it out. Loading. trying to hack into the mainframe right now. This is there are some times where life would be better for you guys if Jeremy had the controls, but unfortunately it's me. But I can pull up the league.
It's the
First
fun
class.
of it, you know. It's the we put a will on the pressure cooker. Like, okay, you're on the Dynasty Daddy stream. Let's see how much you know. It's the
well, I'm trying to hack into his draft. If you can post your draft board, because I know one of the comments in the live stream ask was like, "What do you guys think about the draft?" And you had posted the link to the league. Well, I guess I can pull up in Dynasty Daddy, right? That'll show it. The completed board.
If you have the connected thing, you can go to draft grades.
We got there, guys. It takes an extra 2 minutes, but my 80% knowledge of how everything runs, I get there.
This draft is crazy, man.
Oh, did you?
It's
You
like
got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, this guy. See?
Do you want me to send you the link?
If you have the league link, I'm like getting that pulled open right now.
I got you.
Actually, I could do it. I'm a
I can
big
read you
boy.
off. The 102, Jadarian Price.
Woo.
Jordan Tyson,
Wow.
103. Tate, 104. Mendoza, 105. Lemon, 106. 107, KC. 108, Sadiq. Try to guess who you think the 109 is.
All right, I just pulled it up, but I closed my eyes in time. All right, you're setting me up. I'm gonna go Stowers.
Jonah Coleman.
Okay, get your guy.
Chris Bell, 110.
Chris Bell, 110. Ty Simpson,
Ben
203.
Cooper, Stowers.
All
Nick
right.
Singleton over Denzel Boston and Ty Simpson. Carson Beck, 203.
The show.
Some interesting moves.
All right. I'd love Tate at the 104.
Yeah, that's a good value.
Tate, Mendoza. Antonio Williams, 206. Best draft.
You know he's been listening.
Came to the right place.
Daddy live streams.
Let's go. Oh man, this is like a will draft. Raritan at the 401, Oscar Double at the 404, and then the Swiss Army knife, the Pittsburgh Steelers new slot wide receiver that has a running back designation at the 407. Come on, let's go. Great draft, actually. Let's check out the team. Dart, Mendoza, Shock. I do like adding Mendoza to this team. Love Tootin. Ooh, interesting wide receiver room. And look at this, man. Oh my goodness. I was getting a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I like this team, but like you definitely need some hits to like be contending this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2027 first round picks.
Jeez.
Insane. Are you? Looks like there's one. I mean, I don't even know. This team. Oh my gosh. This. You need to send this guy to our stream. This is a trust the process without their 2027 first. Wait, do you have it?
Yes, he does.
Let's go. Dude, this is a Emmett Johnson, Mike Washington Jr., JCM, Keaton Mitchell, Aaron Jones.
How does
both
Arch
the Browns
Manning or
receivers.
Jeremiah Smith sound?
Romeo Dubs. I'm trying not to laugh. This is mean. This is brutal. And then just like, okay, 228 first. Like these could be used to. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
2027 class flops.
You got KC.
The only thing with that is, and I mean, I'm open to it, especially if you want to like dip your toes into contending this year. I think like you would need to dip into like 1 or 2 or 3 of those to like build a team that's for sure contending, which is fun to do when you can still hold and kind of pick your spots. But it's also hard to do because people know what first you have and want to get the better ones. But I'm not worried.
Yeah.
And I think the shots at the top of the class are worth holding.
Yeah, I mean, you at least have 2 high-end shots. I haven't, or
And
3 probably.
and
'Cause
I mean,
Zach
there's names we don't
Mallory.
know too. Like, I mean, we know the like Julio Jones Jr. at the 101, but like I mean, there's names, especially the running back position too, that can
Yeah,
strong
running back will change.
for sure.
There's Dante Moore. There's Cam Coleman at Texas
Yeah,
with Arch, which should be a pretty high prospect. Ryan Williams might
Nick
be able
Marsh.
to turn back the clock. But that being said, I mean, you have 1, 2, currently based on the Dynasty Daddy rankings, you have 3 of the top 4 picks.
I like that idea too. Sounds good. And it's nice too to have quarterback figured out too, where you can kind of finagle the draft and just like smash those positional, because there will be teams too. Like especially if we do, like if you've seen the early mocks, like I mean, I saw one that had like 6 quarterbacks in the first round. I don't know if that's realistic, but if you get like 2 or 3 top 10 quarterbacks in the class and you just get to like work around it, having Dart, Mendoza, Shuck, like that feels pretty good. Or trade, and your 2027 competing year is just sick because of the class. Dude, this is okay, would you, especially with the super chat, I want to give James some
I'm
time.
trying to remember what his question was.
Oh, I've got it.
Just any advice moving forward?
Yes, that was going to be the I'll pull it up.
Gotcha.
I forgot it wasn't on the.
So it's kind of an open-ended one. So I think your question is probably also.
Yeah, I was definitely mentally leaning into it without physically showing it on the screen. But are you moving?
Head to 107 is crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. I'll pull that up and show you guys in a second. Are you dipping into the 2027 firsts to be a team that has a bunch of 2027 firsts and also has a team that can, make the playoffs? And I'll pull up the specific ask here.
I'd potentially look at, I mean, this might sound crazy, but like one of those like late picks, like late 27s, like see if someone wants to get into the 27 class and like pick up a 28 first, like a random 28. Just because you have so much coming in to the 2027 class. And I do think we're going to see guys go back to school. And a lot of those later firsts might not be, like, I feel confident about the top 6. I feel great about, honestly, top 10. But if I'm like, this is probably the 111, 112, I wouldn't hate saying, hey, I already got so many shots in the first round. I'm going to get who I want.
Yeah. Like, would you...
Let me get that future flexibility. I don't necessarily think this is a team where I want to be like, let me go buy players, because there's still a lot of hits I need to have. Right now, that being said, if Tet becomes a true wide receiver 1, please. If Tate looks awesome, if Luther Burke, like if some of these guys start hitting, like if Tootin is like a true bell cow, then you're like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe things start turning. But I think you need like 3 of these guys to have true elite fantasy breakouts. And I don't know if I trust that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to bet on that yet.
Yeah, especially like even like I love Jeremiah Love, but I do think that there's a world where it's like, okay, it might take a year or two, and like the Cardinals figuring out the quarterback position, and there not being Carson Beck potentially starting for a handful of games for this team before he is like Bijan Gibbs smashing at the running back position. Now, granted, I think he's probably Gentry smashing at the running back position, but yeah, I agree. Like Tate, Burden.
I need to be like week 7, and I'm like 5-2, and I'm like Tet's wide receiver 4, Sadiq is tight end 3, Burden is a wide receiver 12, Tootin is RB 13. I'll be like, okay, like there's enough here where it's like maybe I do send a first and try to go get like Kenneth Walker or someone else that like bolsters this team up.
I like the Will impression. Yo. I've been doing the yo-yo-yos, man. I'm two YouTube channels ago. I do the yo-yo-yo. And honestly, little peek behind the scenes. It 100% was because I was always nervous that when I click start streaming, that it's like not actually lining up with when I start talking. So instead of just awkwardly standing there, I did a slow triple yo. That's a little YouTube trick for you guys if you're trying to get into the business. The yo.
I know. I remember the first stream we did, and we'll just ripped out the yo-yo-yos. I'm like, oh, this is how it's going to be done.
You got to get a yo-yo t-shirts.
It's the yo-yo-yo, and then the salute. We got to do a salute
for sure
at the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this. The only note I would add, like, any interest, just because I'm looking at this team, and anytime I see like these terrible starter rank teams that don't have a ton of picks, like no 28 firsts, they just have their own 27 first. So they're probably a little bit more inclined of like, okay, maybe I'll do the, tank thing as a 11th ranked starter fraud of like seeing what the chase price is. Like, would you move a couple firsts, like 327 first, if you can kind of align the better ones to add Jamar Chase to this team? Or am I just being too crazy and you need me to calm down and just stick to your plan?
I mean, I think anytime a Jamar Chase caliber player is available, you need to like at least talk and figure out what the price point would be.
Yeah.
I am hesitant to be moving the 3 potentially super early first.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that to me, I'm like just rolling into a completely loaded team. Because like the best thing you can have is a team that you don't have to sell your future, and you're just like the best team, and you're like super young.
For sure.
Because then you could just sell seconds and stuff, but you still have the so much flexibility to continue to like invest in your future. And this is a team where it's like it's kind of set up like that. As long as I wait for 2027, I feel like you're going to be set up for the long run. That being said, if it is available, I'm going to go in.
We got to pause. Yeah. There's no dealing with King Frez. That's a good job. And this is why I like doing these live and like pulling up the teams and talking to people, because like this is ridiculous context to have to provide that in a dynasty league there's no dealing with a manager, but it is also true. It happens.
It does happen.
I've got people like in leagues that will like, I'm doing a negotiation. I had sent a first for Chase Brown in a league last year, and it was like right before Burrow got hurt. And then obviously the Jake Browning Bengals suck stretch. He's terrible, right? Like everyone remembers the terrible Chase Brown stretch. And I'm in negotiations with this guy, totally different trade, nothing to do with Chase Brown. And we're like disagreeing on the value of a play. I don't even remember who. And he's like, yeah, man, like I get what you're saying, but like, I don't know, dude. Anyone that sends a first for Chase Brown, like, I'm like, dude, what? Like, why are you like trashing a trade I made 3 weeks ago, like during our negotiations that have nothing to do?
Anyone that's I can't deal with anyone that sends a first for Chase Brown.
Yeah. I think it was like I think it was one of those, he was trying to explain why his opinion was right and I should take his deal. And it was like, yeah, like you're dumb. Like, you so like, don't trust your opinion because you're an idiot. So like you should go with what I think is happening.
And then you have to hit them with a check out our trade show Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
We do it's
you like think I'm an idiot.
What not to do. Dummy's Guide to Dynasty. Ooh, the yo shirt doubling as a yo-yo. Okay, I was about to say you kind of give off yo-yo guy vibes. Would you have taken that negatively if I called you like a yo-yo guy? I don't know if that's. Can you do yo-yo tricks?
I think that's derogatory. I think that might be derogatory.
Wait, can I do my magic trick live on stream? Have we hit the time? I've got a magic trick, guys.
I had a yo-yo.
Type 1 in the chat if you wanted me to do a magic trick. Sorry, go ahead.
It did unlock a memory. I had a yo-yo when I was in like 3rd grade. Or 2nd or 3rd grade, and we had these guys come to. Yeah, I don't think yo-yo guy's a compliment. Yeah, thank you, James.
Oh, come on, yo-yos are cool, dude. You see people spitting yo-yos on whatever
walking the dog,
TikTok
doing the
reels you guys watch. I watch those all the way through. Those are sick.
I had people come to our school for like some like general like pep rally thing, and they just were like selling yo-yos, and they like did like yo-yo tricks, and that's all I think of when I think of yo-yo guys. It's like these yo-yo salesmen that showed up at my elementary school.
All right, I'm still waiting on my 1 in the chat for me to do my magic trick. If somebody types it, I'll do it, but I'll hold off and actually answer people's questions in the meantime. Yo, what's up, boys? What's up, Mark Twain?
Well, it's like once it gets to around 11, it's like now we're pulling out the magic tricks.
Dude, well, whenever
Why
I
would I
ask,
answer a dynasty trade? We're doing yo-yo tricks.
usually, I guess I'm asking like small. Okay, I have a daughter who has friends. I was about to say, usually I ask small children if they want to see my magic tricks, and they're super into it. That there was additional context needed before I said that. Sup, boys? Would you trade the 107 for Pollard and Pickens? I would, dude, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as high on Pickens, but
What pick would you not do that? 105? You wouldn't do it?
I'd probably do it for 105.
I would do it for. Dude, I might do it all the way to the 104. I'm gonna be honest. I love Pickens. Pollard's not a nothing plus. I might do it for the 103. I almost traded.
That's a 12th round in the startup.
Dude, I almost traded Love for Pickens plus, and then I kind of was like, man, I probably should just calm down.
Yeah. Especially since he's going to be a free agent.
Oh, dude, he's going to ball out again. He's not going to get bored. All right. Wait, birds. I gotcha. How much time you guys got left? I have the 102 and can't decide between Tate and Mendoza. I've been leaning Tate and trading for a cheaper QB like Shuck or someone. And I think you said you put it in the live stream ask.
Is that the, which one is that one?
It's in the club. I've got it. Birds.
Yes, the Birds builds.
All right, let's take a look at this Birds build team. Are you taking Tate or Mendoza? Where you at, Birds? Hey, shout out to K Scott.
Mendoza.
K Bird. All right, Shador, JJ, and Daniel Jones. You got Puka Downs, DK Reed, Gibbs.
I mean, you could use either of them, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a 14 by 11.
It's 14.
I probably am going Mendoza.
I think so. 14 I lean
teams.
that way as well. That also means guys like Metcalf, Jaden Reed, Downs, like they're not as terrible in a 14-team league because a lot of people aren't going to have loaded rooms. But if I don't have 2 starting quarterbacks, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
And that being said, Mendoza might not even start.
Yeah. This is an interesting team. Like 14 by 11. Do you think this kind of team, like, do you feel the need to tear down off of Gibbs or Puka? Or you just take a Mendoza and you're fine to just, I mean, you don't have your 27.
I think first. I probably would, to be honest. I know that that wasn't the question, but I think in a 14 start 11, it's super Birds. Deep. Like if I can split it up and address multiple positions, I think that would make sense.
Man, this is interesting. Not having my 27 first, I think is like totally shifting the way I'm thinking about Mendoza and this team in general.
No 27.
Is there any other like teams? Okay, Scott loves to trade. Okay, he does not have any pieces that are like Garrett Wilson. It would probably have to be like you're trading Garrett the 102 Wilson. And something and trying to get like Shuck and Wilson, so you have a starter. But you probably would need another first or something to consider that. I'm trying to look at these like fraud teams. Like, is there a way you can get? Because what you need the most,
Tua and J-Mo.
Like, I'm fine just kind of betting that RJ Harvey can be my RB2. Like, if you don't want to tear down off of Gibbs, but with start 11, so you're probably starting this group here.
I think the hard part is like realistically, I don't think this team is going to escape the pain of not having your 27 first unless you move Gibbs or Puka to build out serious depth.
Be nice. All right, be nice.
I'm being a realist here.
No, reality check. No, not you. Reality check. Not you. I'm yelling at Daniel McGuire. Not yelling. No. Here's the thing. We all fall victim to, we open up Dynasty Daddy and you click on your contenders, your super teams. You're like, oh, let's go. This team is sick. And then that fraud down there at the bottom, you're not clicking that. You're like, whatever. I'll figure that out when the season comes up. You guys need to click on those the most. This is me being nice. Need to tear down for sure. No, this is the, it's fair. It's the cold hard truth that, especially when you don't have your 27 first, I think you definitely need to lean into, how am I competing with this team? And it feels weird.
Like, how do I just like be middle of the pack where it's like, oh, I gave up the 107 and I don't like hate myself.
But it's kind of double-sided because you like need to figure out QB too. So it's like I think that's like why we're talking about tearing down more so and just exploring. Like this isn't like do everything you can to like move off of Gibbs for a package that helps you compete. But it's like, hey, you put in the chat, hey guys, Gibbs and Puka probably separately, but they're on the trade block, looking to tear down. If you want to mention quarterback, you can put 102 on the block as well. Because I think this is a piece that is more valuable to teams that are down to tank for 27. And I think you could probably find, like Scott, I assume, okay, yeah, ton of 27 first. Like Scott might be interested in the 102 pick and, giving you potentially like Garrett Wilson and a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's your best bet, or just trying to get to like one of these teams that's at the top, and you might be able to like.
What the?
I mean, something like how does Giant Otters feel about George Pickens?
I just realized all the team names. I like the theme. Ooh, we just had I've got a totally unrelated where we do a theme every year where we change team names at one of the leagues I'm in, and we're doing GameCube games, but it's like GameCube game puns. And we have the 106, me and my co-manager.
Attacking the power of Juju.
And I said, dude, we could do Ty Simpson's hit and run, but we would have to take Ty Simpson to the 106. And he said, not in a million years would I ever do that. Oh, okay.
I was listening to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. They're like in the Superflex League, and they're in Dynasty, and they're like, should I just take Ty Simpson at the 102? And I'm like, oh man, I need to get into that league. People are taking the Ty Simpson at the 103 because quarterback and Superflex.
Dude, it's like, man, it's fascinating because I see Ty Simpson 204 in some of these rookie mocks or rookie drafts in Superflex.
One we just pulled up, yeah.
I took him 109. That is probably my line of like where I would take Ty Simpson, where it's like a conversation between, depending on the tight end premium, between how you feel about Cooper.
Yeah,
but
I would take him 108 or 109. I think that's because I think KC, Price, and Mekhi Lemon are all comfortably ahead.
Yeah,
and then after that, I'm like, sure. Like I don't care if you're Sadiq or I don't mind it. Right, like it's like the Jackson Dart bet last year, or the Shuck bet. Like I get that it can work.
Yeah,
and I get that you might feel bad about it, but it will eventually work out. But yeah, it would something crazy. I mean, Stafford would have to retire or get hit by like a satellite or something crazy for me to think about taking Simpson at like the 104.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Well, the issue with the Scott trade, not just getting the 102 recently, but the fact that Scott has your 27 first. I mean, maybe that was a part of the deal. But probably less inclined to give you
so
producers.
Many 27s.
And is like very much so setting up to tank. This is like, shout out to Scott. I actually know Scott. Good guy. Great. I would venture to say great guy.
Wow.
I'll say it. Great
guy.
Great guy.
You don't throw those around lightly.
I don't. Sorry, I got lost there. I'm
Scott gets great guy, and I get yo-yo guy.
You know what? That yo-yo guy has nothing to do with the quality of you overall as an individual. You can be a yo-yo guy and a great guy. All right.
I don't know. There's a lot of negative yo-yo guy vibes.
Here's what I would do. I would knock around and look at these low starter rank teams that you think might want to position themselves to tank this year. So like this is a team that has like terrible wide receiver room, They do have their own 27 first and an additional one, and like a pretty weak running back room. Like, is there a way I can tier down off of Gibbs or something? I don't know. Like, it's so like these pieces aren't coming together because like I would want BTJ to be a wide receiver I like better to tier down off of Gibbs. Like maybe there's something with the 102. I don't know if I'm in love with like adding Kraft. Is there something here? Yikes. You do have Bowers.
Part of me thinks like you just got to accept it.
Yeah, but what is accepting it though? Are you saying accepting the tier down?
I think your best bet here is like kind of just accepting that you're not going to probably contend.
Dude, I can't do that. Jeremy, I can't do it. No 27 first, I can't.
I'm just saying like week 8, Neighbors is injured again. You can go and say, give me Neighbors and like a first or something. I'll give you Puka. And the contender is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then like that's how you can recoup that value and get a bunch of different shots. Because if you sell Puka now, do I want to sell Puka and get like a BTJ and like a freaking like
no, but there's
like Michael Pittman and Tyler Shuck are gonna save my season. Like Travis Hunter, like it's just not. Like I'm like give me a banged up elite guy with a first round pick and like let me have that be how I try to rebuild my team, even though I have to give up the Jeremiah Smith pick. Or not even because there's people racing for the bottom, but I'm giving up the Arch Manning pick or whatever. And let me figure it out. Like I need to split these guys, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to be so desperate that I like all you got's 2 shots, man. All you got's 2 shots in Gibbs and Puka to get elite value. And if I'm like, oh, I need to split them for win now pieces, and it's like, well, that didn't work. And now all I have is like a bunch of old guys that no one wants. Like next year, all you got's the Alvin Kamara's and the Aaron Joneses. Like you're gonna be like, great, I trash. And like, sure, you have your first round pick left, but it's a 14 team start 11. Like you have to maximize the Nakua and Gibbs split.
Well, yeah.
That I'm not gonna be like, give me BTJ. Like no, I'm like, give me a banged up Neighbors in the first, or give me like the stud that gets injured and some other player. Like let me kind of, it's like trade a house for like 1 million paper clips. I don't know if that's the perfect metaphor, but it's like instead of trading a paper clip for like a house, you're like, perfect. I'm gonna step down the ladder of escalation or consolidation, and try to get a significant piece out of each step instead of being like, I need to just piece together a bunch of win now pieces.
And I get what you're saying, especially from the perspective of you are saying that you position yourself to be a team that midseason can tier down in a way where you're like getting like the Neighbors in a first for Puka, like, or whatever, like those kind of like hurt stud receiver or something. Like I do get that, but I think at the end of the day, like there is not a realistic outcome with this team where without a tier down from one of these guys, you are fixing all 3, I guess all 2 of quarterback room and contending team. This is tough though, Diaz. Go get your first. I hear it. But I think it sounds like just recently made a trade with K Scott for the 102. And look at this team that has your first, man. They are absolutely down to watch the chaos play out here.
Yeah, they are death gripping that 2027 first. You're gonna have to pry it away from their dead hands.
Mario Purdy?
I don't even think that's worth it. Mario Purdy's a good name.
I see the Donkey Kong Metcalf. We have Lad McConkey. So right now the leading name for our team would be McConkey Kong. Is where we're at.
Like Donkey Kong Country, or what's it? Donkey Kong,
like McConkey Kong Country,
Jungle
or something
Beats,
like that. Jungle Beats, holla at me. Sorry. What's the other one we had?
Yeah, I mean, I do think go get your first is easier said than done, but I think it's hard when the worst team has your first, and that's kind of their plan, is to build around your first and their first and just blowing it all up. That being said, I mean, you could say, hey, you want Gibbs, but I don't think a trust the process team is like, give me Gibbs on a trash team. I don't want those points.
And this, like, I think this is like in a vacuum, a realistic offer of like Garrett Wilson and 2 firsts. You're getting yours back for Puka. Like, I think most people would be like, yeah, that's the Puka price. But I think K Scott is like, look at K Scott's team. He's like, no, dude, I don't want Puka points. I'm tanking. I'm getting the 101. Look at my running back room. Like I'll just hold on to the first, and one of them's Jeremiah Smith. I already got my Puka. Man, I am in the camp of I would at least see and say, hey, I'm willing to tear down off of Gibbs and or Puka. And just be open. Like, I don't think you need to call out specifically. Be open to, a QB being included if it makes sense off of a team in a 14 by 11.
Curious too. I don't know. It looks like this is a point per carry league with no receiver or no reception.
Full point 10 and premium.
For
6 point.
For running backs.
-3.
Because it says 0 PPR. And I was like, what's going on here? And it's because receptions is set to 0. And there's a tight end bonus of 1. There's a wide receiver bonus of 0.75. No running back bonus. So running backs don't get points for catches.
But you said there's a PPC? Sorry, I don't see it.
But yeah, there's a point per rush attempt.
Okay. And then a rushing first down 0.5.
So it's like
which
a tiered
happens more
PPR
okay.
type thing. Not that it really matters. I mean, you still need to blow it up and you have 2 elite pieces. The question is, like, I think you just got to kind of play it to when someone else is desperate and you have the leverage. And the hard part is you just kind of got to accept, hey, I don't think 2 players you can split apart and piece together 11 viable starters in a 14-team league.
That you would feel good about. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so,
but I think the 102 is an interesting piece.
It is interesting.
Because to you right now, you're talking between a quarterback who I don't think Kirk Cousins starting the full year. But for you, like, could this, to somebody, they're cashing in on, Dynasty wide receiver 12. And can you turn this into, filling out your starting lineup versus just drafting Cardinal Tate or Mendoza because you need to fix your quarterback room?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm more inclined, since I don't even have my first, to be like, hey, I'm going to take Tate because I think Tate will score maybe more points.
If this is my team, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to like fully give you a reasonable trade offer, because I do think you do kind of have to do the homework of going through what teams would be willing to do this with you. But I do think I would do the Gibbs and Puka are on the trade block. 102 is on the trade block. These are all like, this is not an annoying trade block. This is not, DJ Moore goes to the Bills and hits the trade block in every single league. Like, these are high-end assets that people are willing to move.
Or one tight end catches 3 passes in the preseason game. And
right. Adonai Mitchell, week 14 goes for 80 yards and a touchdown. Like, these are...
When are we going to let Adonai Mitchell go, guys? We got to let some of these wide receivers go eventually.
I think because like Kyle Pitts, like there's some bones here. It's just not a lot of bones actually. Never mind.
Nice.
It's just more of like the fall off to like Woody Marks, Brian Robinson. Like I can talk myself into this being a reasonable 14 by 11 wide receiver room, but I think I can't with this quarterback room and the running back room. So, all right, guys, are we ready for my magic trick? Just kidding. Nobody said that they want to see it, so it's fine.
Yeah, press 1 if you want to see. We'll do a magic trick.
Will's magic trick.
Yeah,
Legend of
that's
Zacchaeus,
definitely a best ball scream.
The Wind Waker. I said Super McConkey ball would be a good one too. We're trying to do a player that's on our team. How about this?
Yeah, all right, monkey ball.
Nico Coliseum. You want to play Pokemon Coliseum? Thoughts?
Is there like a Nico? I don't know. I do like Nico Coliseum though.
Pokemon.
I feel like it's in there somewhere,
Coliseum.
but I'm like, I don't.
Like, here's the thing.
It's not coming to me live.
I have a graphic made that is, I removed Nico's head and replaced it with the cover of Pokemon Coliseum. That's where we're at right now.
What's that other one? The Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness or whatever that one was?
That's a banger too. Okay, wait. We were going through that one for a minute. I see Spock right here. We didn't go through this, right?
Yes.
Give a 27
No,
first
no.
late and Christian Watson and Chris Rodriguez to get A.J. Brown, Addison, and Gainwell. We do have the team link as well. In a vacuum, are you doing that? Late 27 first.
If I know it's late, then sure. I think I would. I do like Christian Watson. I think Christian Watson gives you like a good 7 games of good production before he gets hurt. But AJ Brown, Addison, Gainwell are all pretty interesting pieces, and on a contending team, I feel like let me try to get that locked in wide receiver 1 on a potential Patriots team.
And this is
this Shazam?
Suck my dack.
Or is this one?
Yeah, I got it. All right, so this is. Wait. Where did Christian Watson go? Oh, it was Christian McCaffrey. Okay. So you would have JSN, Amon-Ra, T-Mac, AJ Brown, and Addison.
Am I missing? Where did he post it in the Discord?
It was in the live stream ask, the other channel. We were just in the club one.
Was it Shazam?
Yeah. That's history. He just wrote out the whole format. But this is 12 by 8 PPR, 0.5 tight end premium, 6-point passing touchdown.
Gotcha.
Do you J. Brown and Addison? I mean, do you kind of like getting the Chris Rodriguez? Wait, do you have Chris Rodriguez? Am I tripping?
I don't know if it's that roster. I don't see the roster in here, but maybe
this trade already happened. And it's our thoughts on it. Okay, no, I'm going psycho.
Was it AJ Brown, Addison?
Maybe this isn't the team. Am I losing it?
I don't think it is. Oh, we'll just read off. He said that anyway. 12 team Superflex, start 10 PPR 1.0 tight end premium. So tight ends are valuable. Not that it really matters based on the trade. 6-point passing touchdown. 3 wide receiver, 2 flexes. Hurts, Dak to a Gibbs, Saquon, Jacobs, Aaron Jones, CD, Rice, Evans, McLaurin, Watson, Debo, Bowers, Chig, and Kwako, and Njoku. Whoa.
Do you feel the need to move your first for this?
29.
I mean, strongest team, Dynasty Daddy, I get being more willing to move off your first, but are you upgrading your starting lineup that much more off of CD, Rice, Evans, McLaurin?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I kind of agree with that take of okay, cool, I got AJ Brown. What's the difference between AJ Brown, Mike Evans, McLaurin? Maybe a point.
He'll project higher for
is
sure.
that worth
be ranked higher? Yeah, but
I prefer the first when this is a team where it's in the offseason, I'm set. I'm already the strongest team in Dynasty Daddy. I don't have to worry about any of that. What I do need to worry about is what happens week 8 when Saquon is injured and Jacobs is on bye, and I'm like, oh crap, my team is just riddled with injuries and buys. Yeah. That's when I'm like, okay, maybe that first is something that I can use to buy a Travis Etienne or someone else that can hit my lineup, provide me some depth in the area I actually need. Because right now, it looks good. I don't know which side of my team the injuries will attack. And I don't want to it's like being a weatherman and they're like, oh, you're gonna get 13 inches of snow, and then you get none, and school's still canceled. I'm not making the call to cancel school until the morning when I know how much snow is on the ground. And that's what I'm doing with this first. I'm not gonna try to call my shots early until I know what shots I need to make.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think I was about to reiterate the exact same thing you said. I don't even think I need to add too much more. But yeah, when you do these kind of moves where you're slightly improving your starting lineup because you're my first is late, I can have a sexier team by adding AJ Brown and starting him over, Terry McLaurin in a start 10. like what you lose out on is the flexibility of, using that first when you have an injury. Like you might not be able to do that for AJ Brown, but everyone wants a 27 first, even if it's a late one, especially in this class. Like those are gold, even if it's a late first.
Yeah, he did finally update. He had the wrong link before, but
it's not all my fault.
Well, it's not my fault either. I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, did the trade happen? Did the trade happen and then something else happen? But yeah, I mean, 4th overall rank, 1st starter rank. Currently, there's 5 contenders. There's 1 trust the process. One of the contenders is the new tier, the Last Dance tier. So they're a little bit older, so they might get hit with injuries and regress a bit.
This team is sick, though.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not worried about this right now. Like, you have 3 old guys that are your wide receiver 3.
Oh, dude, I love your team way much more than the second contender.
It's also like, hey, like if I send my 2027 first and then Jacobs goes down, and like, what am I going to do to address my running back depth? That's the biggest concern for me. Because like if McLaurin goes down, I feel fine with Watson, Evans, even Naylor. Naylor was decent and could be a decent option in Vegas. But to me, I think the running back depth is where I would really attack. And maybe there's an angle where someone has a lot of running backs, doesn't really need flexibility. But then again, like I said with the snow analogy, it's like I don't need to be making that move yet. Yeah. And maybe there is a team that's like, Matt Bergeron, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, 11th overall value, 7th. So they're probably going to try to make the playoffs, but not a super valuable team. This could be a team to target midseason for some running back depth, as well as the Last Dance team. A lot of times you have a team that has older bones and they just fall apart. I mean, Stafford, Henry, Montgomery, Warren, James Cook, even. There's a lot of guys here that it's kind of wishful thinking that none of them will get hurt. Considering they're all 27 plus.
Right. And like we were saying, like in a 12 by 10, like there's a chance you don't need to use the first, and it's just like a first you've held all through the year, and like that might not even be that big of a deal if like the difference between starting Mike Evans and Terry McLaurin every week is not that different than starting AJ Brown. Even though I do agree AJ Brown will project higher than both of those guys, like week in and week out, and he'll be ranked higher, and in best ball drafts he'll go higher. But I think sometimes like we can fall into the trap of trying to have the sexiest looking roster when I think you already have the best starting team without moving your first. Like this team is pretty close. If it was
something where it's like, if it was like, oh, like I'm getting Justin Jefferson or something, I'd be like, okay, sure.
Right.
Like you're getting that.
You're getting the value.
Right now I'm like, no, like I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then it's also like, if you do shoot your shot on the 2027 somewhere in the offseason and don't address that RB depth, that's where I'm like, that could be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Come week 10 when Jacobs and Barkley are out. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Like I need to my team is built to win now, and I have to dip into my 2028 first or something like that to address this running back situation.
I did have, actually, I guess I'll just go back to it. There's a question on Javonte Williams value.
Yes, I did see that one.
And
in terms of pick in Dynasty Superflex.
Yeah, we can go to the player page too, but I think we can quickly kind of just pull up 3 asset trades for Javonte. Like it is a lot of these, like after the top 5, especially with this class, I think a lot of people, and price, I think is kind of, people would probably rather have price in a vacuum. Like if you're just going to make that pick or trade that pick for Javonte, why not just take the price pick? So I think like 107 and on, I think, especially after the contract extension, people are fine moving for Javonte. And I think that's fine in this class.
Yeah, the Dynasty Daddy pick values have it between the 108 and the 109, which is about where I would put it.
Yeah. Beautiful. I have someone in my league who has Bijan, Ekbuka, and just drafted Sadiq, but no one else. I have the wide receivers to buy Bijan, but the guy's just in love with Bijan. Any advice on getting a deal done? Yeah, those are kind of tough where like you look at a team and you're like, brother, you need to do something like this. You're not competing. I mean, maybe if they are in the mindset of like tanking, like they literally have nobody else around those 3 players. You can't make somebody give you Bijan Robinson, unfortunately.
So here's what you need to do is you need to like set up like a honeypot operation or something and like get some blackmail on them. And that's how you got to motivate them outside of just picks. But I mean, I think in all seriousness, it's like Bijan's going to be tough to move. Bijan's a very insulated asset. And my question would be, if this is this guy someone that just loves Bijan, doesn't want to move him, or does he just not make a ton of moves at all? And it's just like, I don't care if I have young players on my team. I'm just going to keep picking, and eventually my team will just, because I've played with people where that's kind of their strategy. It's just like, I'm just going to accrue value every year and just pay dues, and eventually,
like if I have the 101
so much value
every year too, because I literally have no players that are scoring points like that. I mean, that's how I tank my teams like that. Like my running back rooms are like, I mean, Bijan isn't in them, and
we're going to see a lot of teams that have Jeremiah Love, and it's going to be Jeremiah Love and a bunch of random dudes off, a bunch of plumbers. It's going to be like Wilt Chamberlain versus a bunch of plumbers, and that's just how a team slowly gets turned around. And given that Bijan Igbuka probably was recent and just drafted Sadiq, this might just be like, hey, I'm a slow rebuilder. Bijan's still young. I do agree. He probably should trade Bijan, but the best you can do is send him a strong offer and then be like how many first round picks are you going to send for him? How much are you willing to send for him? Because otherwise, he might just be untouchable right now.
All right, Christopher, I have no picks until 2029. We need to know. Everyone pay attention.
Oh, Christopher's back. Let's go.
What is the Christopher Magic 8 Ball? Everyone needs to send your 2027 first for player. It was Javonte Williams before we knew that he was dominating the Dallas backfield.
Parker Washington?
Parker Washington?
I think Parker Washington was.
I think Jalen Warren was one of them too. Like, Christopher, this can't all be total smashes. But,
we all miss.
But, and not even a terrible miss too. I think like probably was fair value for what that was. So we need to know. Let us know, Christopher, what the Magic 8 Ball offseason buy is, so I can get in on it. Sorry,
Christopher is itching to be able to trade this 2029 picks.
Sorry if I missed this. Are we nervous about Igbuka? Was he playing hurt? The fall off was historic last year. What can I get from Dynasty? Igbuka is really interesting because if you swapped the start of the year at the end, he would be like right behind Neighbors in.
He'd be like wide receiver 7. Yeah.
But I do think Igbuka is a very he probably for me is falling in the range of like these kind of I'm tacking on in a 12x10 if I'm deep enough, tacking on a 107 to Igbuka to get into Genti. Like I'm doing that all day. But like these elite like 12x10 Buka and Jacobs for Amon-Ra, it's probably fair. I'm trying to see some of these like package deals. Like Ibuka in the 105 or Justin Jefferson. It's best ball too. Ooh, okay, that's kind of like a different conversation. Are you doing that in
I'm
best
not
ball?
panicking about Igbuka. Like if I have Igbuka, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna live with it. I think his value will go up. We have no Mike Evans, and Baker also regressed significantly in the second half of the year. And Baker might have also been injured. I don't know why he regressed. I expect because the issue was he had so many great breakout games, but then it went to 0. It didn't just like stabilize at some level of like mid production. It just went to 0, and I think a big part of that was both Godwin and
this was weird.
I guess the one weird thing was the McMillan part of it.
Yeah, man.
Jalen McMillan came
64,
back.
56, 58, 58. Like your rookie that has been smashing all year for the most part. And like obviously inconsistent after the insane stretch. I mean, a lot of these, like if we remember these games, like the Philadelphia, like we can all remember the specific plays that were like, 60-yard touchdown reception that like really inflates 4 receptions to 100 yards. But I do think that Igbuka I think worst case will kind of fall into the Devonta Smith range of like, this is a legit NFL receiver, and based on the situation he's in, is either giving you, difference making production in a good Baker year versus, like, I don't think this will be what happens, especially post Mike Evans. But this was weird. I'm not gonna lie.
What is going on with Josh Downs?
Why? What do you mean?
Are we doing this again? Josh Downs is the most traded player.
Dude, the Josh Downs thing was, and you guys need to listen to this report because I Josh Downs myself, and I need to listen to it again back. I believe Steichen was asked about Josh Downs, can he play in 2 receiver sets? And people took the blurb is that the Colts believe that Josh Downs will play in 2 wide receiver sets, which I think everyone takes into no Michael Pittman, let's go, it's lit. But I believe the actual, wait, should I pull it up and I can actually play it? Are we a news channel now?
We can news it up.
Okay. Pull up another question while I'm getting this ready.
Yes.
High confidence.
We got a super chat, $2 from Spock. Thank you guys. Convinced me to hold and stay flexible. I appreciate the super chat, Spock.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're in a great spot. So this is exactly what you should be doing. Is like keep the flexibility because once you use it, you're gone. I mean, a great example is if you look at like the Knicks or the Magic, where they traded 4 first-round picks for Bane, and it's like, sure, like you might have gotten a little bit better, but it wasn't good enough to actually go to the NBA Finals, and now you have no flexibility for Giannis or whoever else becomes available. And that's kind of where you want to be. Is your team's really good, you don't need to make that big move now. You need to make sure you use the flexibility to maximize what you got. We have a Javier, need to retool, can contend, but no strong wide receiver other than Rice. Would send Barkley, Kittle, DJ Moore for the 103. Tyson preferably a second, and Theo Johnson. RB room is strong. No 26 picks. Start 2 tight ends, 0.75 tight end premium. So you're kind of just dumping a bunch of old guys. Barkley, Kittle, DJ Moore for the 103. 27 second, and Theo Johnson. I kind of lean doing that. If you're truly going for a retool here. Kittle's going to be out for a long time. DJ Moore, sell off the hype, I think. And Barkley, you probably got Barkley's like a make or break year from like a value perspective.
2 tight end, 0.75 tight end premium is interesting though. Is there any part of you that, especially as a team that needs to retool, like I understand wanting to kind of line it up with the rookie drafts and being excited about Tyson, but is there any part of you that wants to wait until George Kittle is, playing NFL snaps and people realize this is a start 2 tight end, 0.75 tight end premium, and if Kittle is giving you difference making production, that is like worth sending a 27 first if you're getting Barkley and Kittle included in it as well. And you can get if you really need to retool, you get a 27 first plus a player from a contending team. It could be mid to late, but would you rather do something like that than go for Tyson right now?
I mean, would you just say, hey, I drop Kittle and you keep your second or something?
I don't know if they would do that, but I would be interested in. I just think when I read that last part, I was pretty on board with it too. But when I read that, dude, these 2 tight end and tight end premium stacked on top, the tight end position matters.
Oh yeah, the Charlie Yeti League. I just only took tight ends. I just took all the tight ends I could.
Especially, I mean, Kittle too. I know coming off the injury and the age, but he's dude, you guys all know what George Kittle is when he's playing, man. He's
willing to do DJ Moore and Barkley for the 103.
I would do that. Yeah, I'd do that, and then I would move Kittle separately, especially on a retooling team.
That's perfect.
Nice. Bang.
Another thing says, or should I try to send DJ Moore Barkley for Tet? Would you rather have Tet or the 103? I think I'd rather have Tet.
I think so too, but I like all
these
guys.
Tyson. If you're gonna take Tyson, would you rather have Tyson or Tet? I'd lean Tet.
I think so too. Do you like the? I've been hearing a lot of Bryce Young extension talks. Their early conversations.
Oh man!
If once a week we do the Bryce Young State of the Union with Jeremy, and it's just the same sigh.
I'm just scared we're gonna get the Tua contract, and then we're gonna be like, like, why the hell did we do this? I think I kind of wish we got Bryce Young on like the Darnold like redemption year, and then we could sign him to like that nice like 3 years, 100 million, or like like one of those deals, instead of being like, oh, let's give him 200 something $million for 5 years, and then have him just be the biggest cap hit but the smallest player in the league.
Oh, I'm on the clock at the 408 in Alpha Daddy. After we hit some of these questions, we can end on a will draft pick. All right, I do have the shout out to Coach Speak Index. I was gonna pull up like a video of it, but this is kind of like I think like behind the blurb is what I'm gonna call this. So
behind the blurb,
Daniel Jones. Just get some. You see how OTAs go. After losing Michael Pittman Jr., I think Josh Downs' role will step up a little bit more. More targets for him. He's a hell of a player. This is all like awesome. I'm down. I'm in the Josh Downs hive. We've played him in the slot a long time. We'll get him some reps on the outside during the spring and see where that goes. So that is like the only like that like I think there is where I don't know if we are in the Josh Downs, 95, 100% route share world with this quote specifically. But I think if you look at the roster too, especially, okay, I don't want to keep bringing up AD Mitchell, but the draft pick being a smaller receiver too, that is not like prototype as an outside guy, I think is exciting. So that's the Josh Downs blurb of the week. We can do check-ins. All right, Buki. We didn't hit Buki, boy, did we?
Nope.
What's up, everyone? Got my rookie draft kicking off this Saturday. Let's go. Ready to get rolling on my title defense. Let's go. Picking up the 206.
Congrats.
Hoping for one of those so-so RBs to make it to me, but Delp, Claire, likely. Let's go. Hey, man. Maybe Antonio Williams is sitting there for you. I've seen weirder things.
you know what player always works? The undersized wide receiver.
Hey, we just did the Josh Downs breakdown, man. Antonio Williams, and I'm gonna say next year, not even in 2 years. He's a good blocker too.
Draft Antonio Williams, hold him for 6 years.
Dude,
the slot, a wide receiver 3 season.
The slot type beat stuff for these undersized receivers. Block at the rock, man. Get the block at the rock. He's underrated. All right. Yes, the injury stuff too with Ibuka. We didn't talk about that as much at the end of the year. Definitely could have played into some of the snap share stuff with McMillan coming back, but it just was weird. I know he played through like the Lions game. He was playing through. Him and Evans were both playing through stuff going into that game. All right, Rome or Ibuka? I think I'm going Ibuka. I do think Rome is a little undervalued, but I'm going Ibuka. I got Downs in that league. Can never have too many undersized wide receivers. Yeah, true. One of them is bound to hit. I love shout out to Matt Harmon. Like, we don't need to do a Matt Harmon shout out. But I'm sure you guys all follow and listen to a lot of the reception perception stuff. But I know he talks about like falling for the traps, like all the Rashad Bateman and all these like undersized receivers. And he talked about it with Antonio Williams too, where it's just like these guys that have like really insane separation numbers. And then you're like, undersized college receiver, good at separating.
It's like that like 13 Reasons Why meme of like, that damn smile. It's like another undersized wide receiver. But
dude, the worst part about it too is I talk myself into like him winning on the outside, because he is like pretty insane athleticism too, and like strong vert too, and like it's one. Okay,
that's the thing when you work and you got like all the data presentations with like the high ups, and it's like you could just cherry pick the stats. You're like, oh, like look at this route, like look at this, like let me cherry pick this story for my player. And I'm not saying he's not going to work.
Oh, but, yeah. The juicy landing spot makes it like way worse for
that's the thing.
The hype.
The landing spot's good, and also the class sucks. Like I know I give you a hard time for Antonio Williams, but I'm also like, I mean, it's not like you're telling everyone to get him into 110. Like it's like
he's
it's
right
like
now,
who else am I gonna take? Jonah Coleman. Like
he's at my 202 in like my actual like foot to the fire rankings. So I can't push him ahead of.
If you did a mock draft and it was 12 wills, that's where you would take him.
Yeah. I'd be sitting there at the 201 for a while thinking about it, but yeah, he'd still be my 202.
I feel like that would be crazy. Like if you did a league, but you're managing every single team. Like no collusion. Like be like, I'm just gonna manage every single team. Like what would I do?
You know what? And then you have you are not invested in terms of like financially at all, but other people are placing bets on like they can own a share of the team. And so like I have no understanding of any of that. I am just like making trades. Oh, okay, this works for like I'm trying to rebuild. That'd be.
I feel like that sounds like a Mr. Beast video or something. Like we lock this guy in a room and he has to play fantasy football with himself and he has no outside contact, and then everyone bets on the teams. That's
like the AI thing we were talking about, where you have like we just get 12 different AI bots to run dynasty teams. If we did that, I would want them. Like part of the prompt that we typed would need to be like, you pretend that you are a person that is like typing in the sleeper chat. Like I want them sending GIFs and memes to each other and like typing like LMAO fleeced when it's like a trade goes down.
Every time there's a trade, be like, oh, fleece. Send a poop emoji in the draft chat.
All right, this is a second one from Javier here, and it is also 2 tight end. Also 0.75 tight end premium. So when I pull open the earlier chat, just know that 1 tight end means 2 tight end, because there's tight ends in here.
Yes.
Rebuilding in a different league. Need to trade away Derrick Henry and or AJ Brown. Got 2 trades. Henry and a 27 third for KC Concepcion and a 27 fourth, or Henry and AJ Brown for KC Sadiq. 2 27 thirds, 27 fourth, and a 2 tight end 0.75 tight end premium. Ooh. How many starters do we know?
I don't think you mentioned it. I kind of like the Sadiq upside with the start 2 tight ends. Like with the tight end premium, it makes it easier for me to like stomach the idea of like
especially
selling Henry, AJ Brown
in rebuilds. Yeah, like the first one, I feel like I could get more. I would like hope I could get more for, but I guess it's not terrible. Like Henry 27 third for KC.
I think it's fair, but I'm also just like, I don't think you're getting a huge positional advantage there. Like it's kind of like a 1-for-1. Like I just re-roll for KC.
Start 10.
It looks like
2 running back, 10. 3 wide receiver, 2 10 and 3 flex. 3 flex is interesting too. Honestly, underrated.
The piece is just so interesting.
Yeah, and like the multiple 27 thirds, like the way we talk about classes, like think about this class. Like in this kind of format, I mean, obviously a lot of those tight ends that we talk about that we're grabbing, like the Raredens and the Kleins that we're taking in the thirds, those are going to be like late second round picks in these kind of classes because of the format. But like that pushes down other positions too in that kind of format. So like thirds are.
I mean, I thought the same, but I mean, like they're still going to be able to get tight ends. I mean, the amount of tight ends I was able to draft in the Charlie Daddy League, which is even best ball as well. Like,
hey man, the times are changing, man. The 13 personnel. We're going to be playing 50 personnel soon here.
Just only tight ends.
And to like the worst part, like the worst case scenario with the KC Sadiq one is as a rebuilding team, you moved off of Henry a year and a half before he's like not super like smashing. I'm going to give him 2 years, even though it probably is closer to like a year and a half. You just can't.
I can't do it. And
then AJ Brown, it's like, okay, as a rebuilding
I can't say
team,
anything bad about Henry.
It's cash out time. I like it. I think the upside and worst case scenario is not too bad for rebuilding and getting.
I can't wait for 41-year-old Henry to be playing with his son.
He's
throwing
wild.
alley-oops.
He's like he's doing wildcat snaps. He's the Jets quarterback, running back at the goal line.
Is Derrick Henry and Derrick Henry Jr. in the backfield?
Like the Frank Gore legacy. Let's go. All right. Any closing thoughts before I go pee? Oh, we got another AJ Brown here. Just traded AJ Brown and do my match trick. Just traded AJ Brown for what's most likely going to be a late 27 first and fourth and a 28 third. My team's pretty balanced. I didn't think I had a chance to win, leading me to trade him, and got Lemon at the 6. Okay, that's unrelated to the late.
Yeah, I mean, I think
But
what he's saying, I was able to backfill with Lemon.
yeah,
So it's not like I
as like
don't
a
have any decent option there.
team that's not expected to compete this year. So like the Lemon year 1 stuff is not as sketchy.
I think that's fine value. I mean, if you're not
like
trying
AJ
to
Brown
win, I
price
don't
for
want to
sure.
hold on to AJ Brown too much.
Oh, let's go, Javier. Appreciate it. The best.
Let's see the counter go up.
First year doing Dynasty. Hey, thank you. How often do you guys do live streams? Subscribing every Tuesday night. If it's a Tuesday night between 9 and I'm gonna say 11:30, but we always just end up pushing it till midnight, anyways.
It gets longer and longer.
And 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, we are live every Tuesday night. And link in the description to join the Discord. We are going to be doing Discord startups. We have 3 from last season that we had started: Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. The Daddy League, and then however many we have.
The legendary Daddy League. That one is going to be.
That's the only non-military alphabet one that we're doing, just because it's a funny name. But link in the Discord to join those. I think, those are just $20 buy-ins. And we'll vote on league format stuff. I'm working on the Google form as we speak. Not as we speak. I'm not working on it right now.
Start 3 tight ends. 1 running back.
We've got to start 2 tight end. Best ball. Why stop there? I'm down for a goofier one if people want to. Not too goofy though.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, Will's going to be complaining to the commissioner.
Yeah.
We got to change
to myself. Rules. Dang it, dude. I should have pushed for. I'm gonna need some commissioner help. Shout out to Big DS being the Charlie Daddy commissioner. All right. Any closing thoughts as we move through our rookie draft tips as we're in that season, heading into startup season? And a quick call out to the rookie draft video. If you guys did not check it out, went through 2 rounds, Jeremy and I alternating picks live on the channel as of today.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think most the rookie tips and tricks.
True.
Just like Will's magic tricks are in that video. But yeah, I mean, we got exciting things. Been catching up on where I left off on Dynasty Daddy after traveling this weekend. So got some new features I'm trying to roll out and things that are live, but I just haven't really announced them yet. So need to, obviously stay tuned for all of that stuff. We did just launch not that it matters a ton right now, but the bulk start sit tool for Sleeper, where you can, if you link your Sleeper account, you can just click set, or I think it's like optimize lineups or whatever, but it's a button on the dashboard on the homepage. If you click that, it will show all your leagues, and you can just say, hey, I want to update my starting lineup in all of them. And if there's any issues like IR spots or anything like that, it'll let you know that you're like over the limit of players or whatever. So it can help optimize and speed up that process, so you don't have those stressful, Sunday mornings.
Don't tell my commissioner in any of these leagues, but I've got a lot of you have too many players and cannot make any roster moves.
Yeah, I got a few of those as well.
But I forgot. I am on the clock. Speaking of the Dynasty Daddy leagues, Alpha Daddy rookie draft's going on right now. If you guys want to take a look, this is actually funny that I pulled up this team. I'm on the clock in as the reigning champion of the Alpha Daddy League. Took Ty Simpson at the 109, Brendan Thompson at the 401, and 2 players in my queue. But I think I am going to. This is an interesting league because I have Bowers and McBride. So I was a little less inclined to worry about the tight end shots as I'm doing in every other one of my leagues. But I think at the 408, if I'm not taking one of these quarterbacks, that definitely is not going to start. I already kind of took my tight end bet. That's not going to matter at all. I'm leaning Klein, Sammy, Roush.
Gotta join the club.
Yeah, I'm probably taking Klein here. Got a 5-12 pick as well, which will be absolutely nothing.
I don't know. The fifth round is going to be a bloodbath. I don't think I've done a fifth round yet. No rookie ball.
Dude, I was so grateful I was able to trade. And we have shallower benches too, like not like crazy shallow, but I think a little bit tighter. I was very grateful that somebody sent me 3 fab for my 503 in Bravo Daddy. That was big. All right. Appreciate you all. Link in the description to join the Discord. See you next Tuesday. Check out the channel or video on the channel if you have not already. Or if you have, play it. Just like loop it tonight. What if we were? Do you think there's anybody?
Some ASMR.
Are you a YouTube video go to sleep guy at all, or like a podcast or anything? Or are you
my wife
person?
likes to listen to like old TV shows.
Oh, okay.
But she doesn't like to put it on the TV since it's bright. So oftentimes she'll just like throw it up on her phone. Okay. I'm more of like a white noise. Like I could like listen to like rain or something like that.
Okay.
But I don't before I dated my wife, I didn't have any noise on when I went to sleep. But I do have friends that like listen to podcasts, and I was watching like a YouTube video and this guy's like, I go to bed to podcast. I'm like, that's insane, dude. And I texted in a group chat and the guy was like, one of the guys in the group chat was like, yeah, I do that too. And I'm like, that's crazy, man.
I did
I
too.
can imagine just like listening to like podcasts. I wake up at 4 a.m. cold sweat and it's like, you're like, T. Higgins will have a wide receiver 1 season this year. I'm like, I don't need the nightmares of.
I switch it up for sure, but shout out to Luke.
Will wakes up to a Dynasty Daddy reruns.
My friends in middle school, Luke and Clay. I stayed the night at their house once for the first time. We're getting ready to go to bed. I'm in middle school, laying down. I had never listened to anything going to bed. I didn't even know people did that in middle school. I was just like, I go to bed when I go to bed, and I like play on my Game Boy Color until my mom like peeks in my room and I have to put it away.
But hide it under your pillow.
Yeah. But dude, they played loud ass country music, and I was like, this is insane. And I'm not a country music guy either, so that made it even worse. So that was brutal. Going to
you wake up to 3 a.m. and your tractor's sexy.
All right, I will say the stuff I'm listening to, I am not trying to have any retention mentally. It is very much a white noise thing. Somebody's talking me to sleep. All right, are you guys 1.5? I've started. My wife walked in on me listening to a 1.8x podcast the other day, and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I've just trained my brain.
I went up to 1.8, and I was actually like, "Is this like?" I saw like a Reddit comment or something, and it was like all these like ADH brain people with like listening to 1.8x. I'm like, oh, maybe that is like rotting my brain. I get worried with my brain. Especially with like AI, I used to code a ton, and now I'm not like writing as much code, and it's like I'm like what am I? I feel like I'm slowly becoming the guys in Wall-E, where I'm just like, oh, like
dang.
Give me a slushie.
All
so
right,
I'm worried. I went down to 1.5. I'm like, that is me taking a stand.
1.5. I think there's some things that I can do. I definitely have. I have deleted TikTok off my phone. It is back on there now. That's the issue. Like some of my friendships are being kept alive by us sharing TikToks with each other. That is
you got to share TikToks and reels, and I have to post all my stupid Dynasty Daddy stuff. And here's this is a random tangent, but we're going on it.
Yeah.
My work has 2-factor authentication, right? So you have to like pull up the separate authenticator app, and there's like I have to do it for the VPN, and then I have to do it for other random websites. So I'm constantly like, okay, let me focus on work. And then it's like, oh, actually, to work, you need to pull up your phone. And then like half the time I just end up being like, oh, like I wonder if I have any likes on Twitter or something. And then the next thing you know, it's like 30 minutes gone. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to enter my code in for my VPN. So that's got to be improved. I should not be looking at my phone at work. And they're like, nope, in order to access any web page, you got to look at your phone. I'm like, that seems like the worst way to keep me focused. But maybe that's just my brain rot.
I think I always say awareness is the first step. And I think us being aware of our own brains being rotted is the first step to rehabilitation mentally. I'm gonna start reading books more.
I did learn what Italian brain rot is.
Oh gosh,
that was a scary experience.
I blame my mother. This will be the last thing I end on blaming my mom. Shout out to my mom though.
I blame my mother.
Mother's Day coming up, guys. Next Sunday, get your mom something or the mother figure in your life, or grandma. She wouldn't let me read Harry Potter growing up. We were big, like, no wizards, no demons. I couldn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I never read books because I couldn't read the cool books. So I'm not going to read these boring books. So I just played a bunch of video games. So I think you would have a slightly more intelligent Will on the streams if I was reading Harry Potter growing up.
I mean, you might have better words than girth.
Yeah, that was. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was just describing a Dynasty team.
Being like girth.
Wasn't girthy enough.
Oh my god!
I think I got the message across though. I think people got it.
It landed. It definitely landed.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to my girth landing. Appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm gonna do the magic trick for the one person still in here. All right, where's the Will only screen? All right, here we go. Wait, oh.
Let's get it.
Okay. All right, normal card here. Actually, let's do this is like a Little Caesars, somebody's Little Caesars shout out to Jacob. I won't show it. I'm not going to leak it. He works at Little Caesars. All right, watch this card. You guys watching the card?
Oh. Wow.
Oh, the reveal was not great.
Dang. Almost. Good, huh? That was good.
Hey, thanks, man. Kids love that thing. They
that's a good trick for kids.
All right.
That's like Christopher making all his first round picks disappear.
Yeah. That's a good one. All right. I am going to start doing some best ball streams in the near future. Stay tuned for when I ever start doing that. Appreciate you all.
For more magic tricks.
And more magic tricks. That's like honestly what half of the streams end up looking like is like that. The last 20 minutes of this stream and
it's like 25 minutes into the best ball streams, and it's just, like I'll just like tune in, and it'll be like you just like pulling a Justin Bieber, like just going through some YouTube videos. I'm like, what is going on?
You have to you know how you can like preview on YouTube streams and like look ahead and see what you're doing. You just preview ahead until like the underdog or DraftKings draft board isn't on the screen, and it's like whatever the hell like, Will's showing.
I'm like, videos. Something is going on.
It's a good crew that hangs out for those. All right, appreciate you all. I'm gonna go potty. Check out the video on the channel. Link in the description. Join the Discord if you're not in there. Peace out.